last week on the campaign, the cat let the mice take over for an evening, and we were treated to 4 vignettes directed by the players. Derek encounters a caravan in which priests of his old order is attempting to perform an exorcism on a little girl. She gets loose and attacks the priest, killing him, and Derek responds by killing the little girl. Then a shadow demon emerges from her corpse. After some combat, the demon flees after having repeatedly said, "I see you." Derek buries the priest and the little girl, but the corpse tells him that the seal is coming down. He leaves behind the symbol of Tyr that the priest had offered him. Meanwhile, Huckabus learned that his oldest friend Charlie has been holding out on him, and that Charlie and his wife Mara knew Huck's mother, one Idina Frollet. Huck questions him, considers murdering him, and ultimately learns that Rosebud's father is the one that carried Huckabus away, and he is still alive out there somewhere. Huckabus asks to speak to Mara, and she doesn't come in, but Huckabus drinks himself silly. And as he passes out, he has a vision of a shadowy figure murdering a tiefling woman. At another time, Sophie is sitting in a library, and Huckabus comes across her, and she confides in him about the elf boy that she loved and how her father refused to allow the relationship. She is concerned that the party's travels will take her to her home, where she may have to face the both of them. Bothwick got up a few days after our big fight in Phandalin and was obsessed about the Wraith. He went down into the mine with Derek and wound up being consumed by the green magic that is all in the mine. The Wraith disappears after taking some damage from the two of them, and Bothwick finds himself imbued with the green glowy magic and finds that he cannot leave the mines of Phandalin. Back in Phandalin, Guthrag is sitting at the bar when a whole bunch of dwarves show up. He meets his elder Blackmaul. There should have been an edit on that, but I lost it. Guthrag meets his elder Blackmaul as the dwarves come to town. We hear that if Bothwick is back, there must be a great war coming. Then Guthrag tells us that Tears want him to stay in Phandalin. The last Rockseeker, Nuno, and the Elder come to an agreement. The aged priest of Tyr informs us that Bothwick must have freed the Wraith, and now Bothwick is in control of defending the mine. Bothwick swears that he is going to make this mine safe forever, thus forming the first D&D version of OSHA. And that's what happened when last we sat down.
Thank you as always, Carl.
OSHA, that's awesome.
So time passes, the summer comes, and the party does their various explorations, and some say their goodbyes, and others find new friends and new things to do. And from time to time, great storms pass. And towards the end of summer, a particularly large storm passes through the area, passing over Phandalin, and as far as the eye can see in each direction, huge boiling clouds. Unseen by the characters, but still known, still happens. It's like almost as though you're the eyes of a bird, and as a storm comes, you circle around above a great forest, and you begin to spiral down, and as you break through the canopy of the forest, you see what obviously was once a huge, sprawling city, long overgrown with centuries of lush green growth, and buildings crumble, And about this time, as the bird finds sanctuary, the storm fully hits. Thunder, lightning. The lightning strikes a large oak, breaking a limb off. It crashes to the ground, toppling the capstone of a cairn that had not been disturbed for millennia. The wind, as it whistles through the trees, almost seems to switch to more of a gentle cackle. Derek, you have finished your time with the caravan, and they've gone on their way to Phandalin, as it appears that Phandalin is getting a good deal more attention now than it had in the months before you arrived. And you continue along the Tribor Trail, and you cut north along as you follow the outskirts of the Neverwinter Woods. And you go a bit up, and you arrive in what remains of your village, Apshai. What would you do?
Do I see any signs of rebuilding or anything like that?
No, everything lies in ruin.
Okay.
You can roll me a survival skill if you'd like.
Alrighty. Ooh. 21.
All right. You do see signs that creatures have been here. They're booted. They're not all it's not all together. It's just here and there you'll see an occasional print or something that looks like it's been stacked on top of each other, kind of out of the way, to make a path.
Okay.
But you don't see any, nothing that looks like it's a reclamation project.
Okay. Well, I can see that there is nothing here for me anymore.
Well, I mean, we take back. What you do see, however, from time to time, is you do see a corpse horribly slashed and mauled by what looks like a great sword damage. Some are orc, some are human, and some you probably even recognize.
And I recognize this as my doing.
Yes.
Well, I will see if I can find a shovel, and I will be spending some time digging graves and so forth.
Okay. So, all right, you go to the graveyard. As you go there, you walk by without even thinking of it. What's left of the shrine to Tyr?
Torm, not Tyr.
Excuse me, Torm. The corpse of the priest still lies slumped over the altar. Again, his head cleanly removed from his shoulders, as he was among the first to fall in the assault.
Okay. Yeah, I'm going to find a shovel and get started on the ridiculously large amount of digging that I have to do.
All right. Okay, so you go in the graveyard and you just it's obvious where the best place to go is, so you start your digging.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And I will work to bury and put to rest any human corpses I can find.
Okay. What do you do with the orc corpses?
I pile them up and burn them.
Okay. All right. Half a second, please. There we go. Sorry.
So, okay, so milling around through the woods, so on and so forth, using a ton of stealth, so on and so forth, and there's there's a woman walking around. Um, she's here clearly on a mission. She's watching Derek, and as he starts to pile the orc bodies, she grows very wary of that idea, and simultaneously to him doing that, she kind of gets herself um, in a good advantageous position and watches him for a while. So she sees that entire thing happen. As he's about to light the fire, she screams out, "Halt, Derek Spencer! Halt! Do not burn those bodies. Don't do it. This will not change anything in your life. This will not change anything."
Can I make a spot check to see if I can tell where it's coming from?
Are you still hiding?
Yep.
Well, yeah, you can all stealth in a spot or perception or whatever, yeah.
So you want me to roll opposing stealth to that?
Yep.
Okay.
It's 40, I don't know, it'll be 42.
Yeah, no, it's not going to be that. That was really shitty. I rolled a 5.
So my 12 did work.
Yes, apparently. Okay, so if you're trying to spot, you see a up in not too high in the tree, but high enough that she was using a lot of this massive tree to shield her body. And you see a female half orc that is clearly talking to you and pleading for you not to burn those bodies.
Derek will snarl to himself for a moment and then reply in Orcish, which I do know,
Mm-hmm.
and say, "Leave here. There's nothing for you here. Get out of here before I add your body to this pile."
And she just she giggles and goes, "Really, Spencer? You don't remember me, do you? You don't remember me at all. It's I've been sent here. I've been sent here by I can't even believe I'm saying this, but I've been sent here by Tharok. You know Tharok, don't you, Derek Spencer?"
I assume I know that name, but as a player, I'm not sure.
Yes, as a
Of course you do.
yeah, of course you do. He is the government body of the area in which we both lived.
Okay.
Very much as we'll talk here in a second. And I go, "You've met me before. I think I would have called you my friend, but I can't say that now, seeing you killed most of my village. What What do you think you're gonna get by burning that pile of bodies? They were your friends before, Derek Spencer.
I'm burning. Wait, okay, add a character for a second. You realize I'm burning the orc bodies, right?
Yes.
Okay.
And the orcs and the people of your village had a treaty. You know what I mean? It was they weren't everybody was coexisting.
Okay. I will reply with, "These are no longer my friends. The treaty was broken when they attacked my village."
But then you attacked your village. I was there. So how does that make you any better than we were? And come to find out, now that we've talked to Tharok, we got some very, very awful information from the so I don't want to get into that. We made a bad choice. My father, he was the... And she jumps down from the tree to the ground, and she goes, he was your friend. He was the leader of the village that you walked past and must notice that was burnt to the ground. You know who I am. You know who I am, she keeps saying over and over again. And she walks closer to you. And as you get closer, you realize that it is a little girl that you used to know, and her name is Rexa.
Pause for a second.
And I need to do something really fast, just real fast. I'm going to jump out and jump right back in.
Okay.
So that my thing will fill up. I'll be right back. Sorry, guys.
Did anybody catch a spelling on that? Rexa? Roxa? Ruxa? Raxa?
It's Wrexa.
Of course it is. And what was the name of the Thalrock? Isn't that what I got?
Oh, the name of the local close to leaders they have?
Yeah, what was it? Thalrock was the leader of the village?
No. I mean, there's not really like a king or there's no real organization here, but there is a fellow by the name of Thar Rock, Thar word to R-O-K.
Okay, I'm back. Sorry, guys. I just wanted to jump out because I made this fancy thing, so I might as well use it. You see this, this woman. She has very blue skin, stark white hair, almost piercing golden eyes, and not wearing much armor, but she's pleading to you not to burn the bodies of her village mates.
I will very calmly say, "Rexa, you need to leave. There's nothing here for either of us anymore."
I understand that. I wasn't sent here because I want to be here, Derek Spencer. I was sent here because Thalrock thinks that there's still good in you, and thinks that you can come back to the light, maybe even back to Torm, maybe to even something else, because you're just walking around this earth and doing nothing at this point, I've been told. And I won't lie to you. If I am able to come out of my shell, and she looks at that moment, she does kind of cower back and looks very socially awkward. I need to apparently come out of my shell, and I need to fix you, Derek Spencer, or my family will never be the same. And a tear runs down her face.
Well, I'm sorry for whatever ill fate has befallen upon your family, Rexa. But I'm hardly in a position to save anybody.
You're not going to save anybody, Derek Spencer. You're not going to save anybody. I was sent to save you. And she walks up and attempts to put her hand on her shoulder. I'm here to save you. This might be that moment for you, buddy.
Yeah. And with that, I don't know if I can do a sneak attack, but I'm gonna damn sure try. I'm taking a swing with
I
my.
would say you certainly could do a sneak attack because she's probably about as vulnerable as a person gets. It sounds like based on what was just described.
Yeah,
Alright.
she's a very vulnerable girl, very much so, and just as doing what she's been told by Tharok.
All right. We're gonna kick this thing off then. So I'm making an attack with my greatsword.
All right.
I'm assuming a 22 hits.
A 22 does hit.
Okay. That'll be 10 damage.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, I'm assuming you swing at me with your great sword, so on and so forth, right?
Hold on, Ken. Do I get any kind of bonuses to anything for having a sneak attack there?
It's not really sneaky. I'm standing right in front of you, man.
You weren't expecting to attack. You would have had advantage on the attack, but you hit.
Oh, okay. Okay.
So yeah, you know what I mean. It's certainly one of those deals where you hit her, and she slightly smiles at you and goes, "If that's all you have, Derek Spencer, you're going to die here today." And she, at that point, goes into a rage, and she yells out, and her whole demeanor changes drastically, and she almost looks like she becomes more feral, more almost as the tattoo on her neck that you can see there, which is the symbol of the half-orc goddess. Oh, I had the name. I'll get that name in a second. And it kind of glows slightly, and the little bear totem on her waist also seems to enlarge, and she takes the opportunity to attack you as well.
Okay.
And that is 11 plus 6, 17.
That hits.
Okay. And with her great axe, she hits you for 9 damage. And it's just as it looks in the picture, it is a very, very fancy great axe, much different than what you've probably seen before. And she tells you afterwards, "This is all unnecessary, Derek Spencer." And she braces herself for another hit.
I will reply to the attack with a hellish rebuke.
Okay.
As soon as I can find it.
I can tell it to you if you need to real quick.
Yeah, I'm just not sure what the damage is on it.
Yeah, I think I'll get it for you real quick, dude. Hellish Rebuke. 1d10 fire damage on a failed save. Dexterity saving throw.
I thought it was more than that.
Nope, it's not.
Oh, yeah. 2d10 on fire damage.
Yep, 2d10.
Oh, I can use it as a second level spell slot because I have second level spells now. So 3d10 on a failed save, or half as much damage on a successful one.
Well, I have a 15. What's your DC?
DC is probably 14.
It is, I'm sure.
Okay. So, let's roll up damage here, see what this gets.
Oh wait, you need to take 2 more damage because I forgot to put the rage damage on. I'm sorry, I'm new to this. Sorry.
Okay, that's fine. So half of the damage would be 11.
Okay, so half of that damage is 11, and then for some strange reason, you know what I mean, you've used Hellish Rebuke before, you've seen it happen, so on and so forth, and you expected it, you noticed I moved, so on and so forth, and you expected it to still burn me, but surprisingly, it didn't seem to do much damage to her. stylistically, she is uh, her path is of the Totem Warrior, and she is of the Bear, so I have resistance to all damages except for psychic damage. So I'll half that half, so I only take 5 damage.
Awesome.
Alright, so because that first one wasn't there, I need to do that, so that's where I'm at. Alright, and she looks at you and goes, "Your silly spells aren't going to work, Derek Spencer. It's not going to work." And she looks at you and goes, "I'd like to use Reckless Attack. That gives me advantage. And because we're both stupid."
Whoa, wait.
Oh, wait, no, it's your turn, right? Because that was a reaction, right?
Yeah, my Hellish Rebuke is a reaction.
Okay, go ahead. It's your turn.
I'm going to attack with Searing Smite.
Okay.
And as I charge in, I say, "One of us will die here today for certain."
She just giggles. Shake her head.
And my dice just took off. All right, cool. So that one definitely hit with a 23.
Yeah, it does.
So 11 damage from the attack, and Searing Smite gives me, I think, 3d8.
Yeah, it does.
Okay. No, it's only 2.
Oh, it is?
Yep, 2d6.
Okay. Well, roll it up. Tell me what the total damage is. Because that's not psychic damage, right?
No.
Okay.
So total damage would be 20.
20?
Yeah.
Okay. So I half that.
5.
What's that?
5.
Why? Is that what you said?
That's right. Never mind. Carry on.
Yeah, because of the totem of the bear, because I'm still raging. And you can take another attack. Andrew,
Oh, yeah, I've got
extra attack now.
I got extra attacks now. Neat. Second attack is a nat 20.
Oh, of course it is.
So I get that damage twice.
Mm-hmm.
For another 20.
For another 20, so that's also another 10. Okay. And she looks slightly concerned, but then she looks at you again, and she goes, That's all you're gonna get, Derek Spencer. That's all you're gonna get." And she goes into, and she uses Reckless Attack. After all concern aside, and I attack recklessly. Doing so gives me advantage on melee attack rolls using strength until during this turn, but rolls against me have disadvantage until my next turn. So next turn you'll have advantage.
Okay.
If I don't kill you. So I'm gonna make both attacks at the same time. I'm just gonna.
Yep.
That is a 21 on the first attack. And I got a natural 20 of my own.
Awesome.
So we'll go with the first one. Oh, that's max damage. So that's 12 plus 15. And then here comes the roll 2d12 for the second one.
Was
That's not bad.
that was 15 total, right? Not 12 plus 15.
No, 12 plus 3.
Okay.
15 total. And then the second one is 17 plus 3, so that's 20 total.
So I took, what, 33 damage?
That's 33 damage that turn. Oh, plus 4. Because of that rage damage again.
Oh, yeah, that puts me at 0.
Oh, so you fall to the ground, and she stands over you and picks up your head, because you're just unconscious, and slaps the shit out of you and wakes you back up and goes, "Derek Spencer, there is no reason to fight here, because I said I've been sent by Thorok,
Hang
and
on.
I know you respect him."
Stop. Stop, Corey.
Yes, sir.
Bend over, pick up his head.
Uh-huh.
Want to do anything?
I'm unconscious.
Okay, so you don't want to do anything.
Aren't you unconscious at 0?
No, you're good. That's fine. Anybody else want to do anything?
Anybody else there?
Hold it. You guys hear coming from the tree line.
Rexa looks over her shoulder and looks around. I'd like to roll perception to see if I can see where that came from. Is that okay there, Ken?
Are you hiding?
Yeah, are you hiding at all, or are you out in the open?
Yeah, it just came from the tree line. You at first glance you probably wouldn't be able to see where it came from. So if you wanted to do perception, that'd probably be a good idea.
Okay. That's 14 plus 3, 17. So roll stealth, see what happens.
Yeah. So in between the trees, you can make out the shadowy figure of what looks to be an elf. And in a split second, you see the shadowy figure fade into a cloud of mist. And then instantaneously, the mist moves in front of you, and standing in front of you now is a pretty tall elf with long white hair and white skin. And he looks at you for a second. Yeah, you don't want to kill him. I know you've gotten pretty close. We can stop this senseless violence now. That would be greatly appreciated.
Wait, no, and she pulls up her axe and puts it right towards you. You will fall the same fate, my friend.
And he puts his hands up like he's, like Jack Sparrow or something. Nope, you don't want to do that either. I'm not here to hurt you. Just here to diffuse the situation. So you're Rexa, right? And this young guy right here, his name's Derek.
Yes, this is Derek Spencer. I'm Lady Rexa. That's correct.
Oh, perfect. Okay. Well, my name's Orion.
Orion. What?
Yes.
Why are you here, Orion?
Oh,
this
well.
is my job, and I'm taking care of it. I think quite well. And then I pick up his head and just drop it, so it falls back on the ground. And then I look up at you, and she's, I don't know, how tall are you?
He's probably about like 6'5".
I get to play somebody tall. It's kind of fun.
So he's tall for normal people, but considering that you're a half-orc, you're probably taller.
Yeah, she's also she stands up and she can look you directly in the eyes.
Okay.
And again, she's very much still in a rage, and she looks as if she would want to eat you right now.
So you could definitely see this elf, understanding that this is a raging half-orc with a giant axe standing in front of him. So he's trying to choose his actions very carefully.
And it happens to be covered in blood right now.
Yes.
And she's looking at you and going, "You better explain quickly because I'm going to swing this axe at you."
Oh, okay. I was just passing through, and I happened to see this going on, and I've caught wind. I caught wind of the situation that just happened at the mines, and I wanted to meet this party for myself. And this gentleman, and he points towards Derek, just happens to be one of them.
Wait, you're not talking about the mines that Falrock was talking about in that shit town Phandalin, are you?
Oh, yes, that's precisely what I'm talking about.
That mine's been closed for years.
Oh, well, not anymore. And this gentleman and his party is responsible for helping it out.
Really? And she looks at you very, very strangely and looks you up and down and goes, "So you're just a traveler, there, elf?"
Precisely.
Then why did you know my name?
Oh, well, I could overhear. I've been in the tree line for quite some time.
Okay. And she again looks very reluctantly and holds the axe to her side and goes, "What? Can you rouse him?"
And he kind of.
Corey.
Yes.
Okay, I'm gonna rule that at this point you have to decide you're either gonna stay in your rage or you're gonna let it drop.
I will let it drop.
Okay, carry on.
And as Orion observes this, he whew.
Yeah, and she, she looks like, she kind of puffs down a little bit. The tattoo, the glow that was around the edges of the tattoo, just fade. And she doesn't look quite as feral. And she's breathing heavy, and she looks at you and goes, "Again, and her whole demeanor changes completely, and she's very reluctant, and goes, "Can you save him? Because I know how we'd save others that have been knocked out like this. I'll just slap the shit out of him and he'll wake up. But he's gonna be pissed off still. So if you could rouse him, I could hold the axe to him, and then he will realize it'll be a very bad idea. He'll have a very bad day."
Well, I can certainly try my best. And Orion will go over to Derek first, remove his weapons, all of them that he can find at least.
Absolutely.
Do I need to make like a perception check maybe for like a hidden dagger or something, or am I good?
No, all I've got is the great sword that I had in my hand, and I have a warhammer on my belt.
Okay, so he will remove those and place them nicely, a nice distance away, and he'll walk back over, kind of like lean down over top of you. You said you slapped him awake, right?
Well, just then, Rexa walks up, next to on the other side of the body from you, and holds the axe over his head as if it was a guillotine.
Oh. And he'll kind of look up and notice that, and he'll be like, "Ooh, whew."
Again, we need to make. When he wakes up, he's going to be as pissed off as a banshee of bees.
Well, I guess we'll take our chances. And with one hand behind his back, Orion will take one hand and give him a firm but not too firm slap to try to wake him up.
Okay. Derek slowly comes to, kind of leans his head to the side, spits out some blood, looks up with a sort of a snarl, and very weakly says, "Rexa, come closer."
And she puts the axe closer to your neck. Yeah, I'm not getting close to you, Derek Spencer. You want to kill me right now. I've seen what you've done to my kind. Talk to me.
I have no weapons. Come here.
You know spells. You just did one on me. Talk, Derek Spencer. And she puts the axe just a bit closer to your neck where it's almost touching.
I'll look Rexa dead in the eye and very calmly say, "I'm going to kill you," and then pass out again.
Oh, well, that's no good.
Yeah, and I look over at the elf. I go, "Your name again? I'm sorry. I'm not the smartest always, but even less when I'm raging. What's your name?"
Orion.
Orion.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And I'm Pebble.
Nice.
I see what you did there. I look over at Orion, I look back down to Spencer, and I go, "I'll tell you what. Have you been to Phandalin before, Orion?"
Maybe once or twice, passing through.
How far is it from here?
That's a good question. And he'll kind of look around and he'll say, "Well, I know that it's that way," pointing back towards where Phandalin is.
And Andrew, how far is it? Because you walked it.
I think it's a little ways off. I think it was like 5 or 6 days.
Not quite that far. Maybe about 2.
About 2 days.
Okay.
Yeah, 2.5. Yeah.
I would very much like to prop up Derek Spencer. He's still out. Tend his wounds. And get him okay. Let him sleep for the evening. And she has a set of manacles on him and is going to put them on him. On her, sorry. Um, with his hands in front of himself, not behind himself. And looks to Orion and says, "This is for our protection per se. He's again gonna be mad as a hornet when he wakes up. And like you said, he's vowing to kill me, but he'll come around.
Fair enough.
But what I would like to do is, I think we should maybe rest here for the evening. Would, how are you at digging?
Oh, well, you know, as a kid, like to make some mud pies, so I'm pretty sure I could probably do it.
As you as you say how you were digging, both of your eyes are just naturally drawn towards the fresh graves in the graveyard.
Oh my.
Yeah. Now, are there more bodies of both? Well, there's
There
more.
are probably several days more work, if that.
Okay. Is the has he buried? Or I should ask you, probably, Andrew. Did you bury the all of the people you knew already?
Yes.
Okay. I'm going to do likewise, and hopefully, ask Orion to help me with the people that I know all of those orcs, but with the orcs that I liked most, I guess. And I'm going to bury them on the other side from where the humans or whatever race everybody else was are buried, almost like commingling. And I would like to take the rest of the bodies and put them all in a pile together and burn all of that. But all of the leaders, all of the most prominent figures from both my village and from Derek's village got the burial that they deserved. And these are all things that Tharok also said that I needed to do. So that happens, and then for the evening I would like to sleep. Derek will wake up in the morning, I'm assuming, and be okay. He's back at like 1 hit point or whatever, and then he'll wake up with maximum hit points again. So I'd like to do that. And is there anything you want to do in between in the evening, Ken, before the morning happens?
Royce?
Oh, yeah. Orion will probably climb up a tree somewhere. Maybe sit on one of the branches and then, go into his trance like he does.
Roll me a spot check, Orion.
All right. That is 22.
You get up and you get settled in your tree, and you see something catches your eye in the next tree over.
Oh, my.
Something, there's like a spike drilled up in amongst the tree, up in amongst the branches. You're probably able to figure out what's going on. Somebody put it there to make it easier to watch from that post. Foothold.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So Orion will definitely go over and investigate further, see if he can find anything else.
No, there's just that. It's a very nicely made spike.
Okay. And with that being said, he would probably, just stand up in the same position the person would have, watched, and just seen what he could see from that position.
In that position, you have a wonderful view of what you presume the flow of battle would have been that day.
Yeah. Quite the lovely view, isn't it?
You also, you're pretty sure that it would be a spectacular sniper point.
Oh. So after he looks around and takes all of that in, he'd probably go back to the spot that he was in originally and rest his head against the tree and kind of chill out.
Right. So night comes at the village. We shift to Huckavus.
I'm here.
You begin, I'm going to presume, if you will allow me, that you're beginning to get quite frustrated because for several days after your conversation with Charlie, his wife never arrives. Charlie attempts to tell you, and you believe it, but it still seems quite odd. She is reticent to meet with you. She's just not sure she could handle it. What are your responses?
Well, not being one to let stones gather moss, Huckavus. You said several days?
Yes.
Well, Huckavus would have spent a little time out in the city, trying to shop around, maybe checking up to see what happened with his bottle of not elven ale, but fey wine or mead or something. Mead. And he would have stopped by the curiosity shop to see if she had anything fun, see if she dropped the price on the thing that you opened and it barked like a dog. He'd also spend a little time kind of hanging out. Isn't the rift by the graveyard?
Yeah, I think the graveyard is south central and the rift would be southeast. But yes.
Is that a cat?
Maybe a spot check, though.
I'm sorry, what?
A spot check. Perception.
Oh, sure, hang on. Perception, that's a 16.
You're not a tracker, but you're fairly certain that people are going through the graveyard towards the rift.
I'm fairly certain that people are going towards the rift through the graveyard?
Yeah, the people are using the graveyard as a path towards the rift.
Oh, well, then he'll go through the graveyard and continue on towards the rift.
Okay. You find that you get to the fence, and you're not sure if it's your tracking skills or something else is going on, but what you think where the steps go just disappear into the fence. The rift probably a few hundred yards beyond.
What kind of fence? Can you describe the fence?
It's like a 6-foot stone with the pointy, spiky things at the top.
So he can't see over that.
How tall is he?
That's a darn good question. As I recall, he's really tall, but that information is in another book right now.
He could probably hop up and look over it if you wanted.
Okay, and so he sees that those steps continue past the fence?
He probably can't see that. I mean, you hop over and look. It'd be hard to,
Yeah, I got you. Well, what do I see when I hop and look?
Again, pretty blasted ground, leading to the rift.
What does the rift look like exactly?
It's just Right now, most of it has actually been covered over by magic. But it's clear that it looks like almost like a scar. It's covered over by magic means, but it's obvious where it ran. It's at its widest point, it's probably several hundred feet wide. Certainly, easily hundreds of feet wide in many places, and probably even deeper in a couple. It was pocked with caves and fissures and crevices, but people aren't allowed in there now, so that's irrelevant.
I sent this to you at some point. I thought about maybe finding somebody I know in the grave robbing racket and talking to them about any sort of mass grave that would have been from about the time of when all the tiefling murders were happening.
Uh-huh.
I don't know if somebody would be around at this hour like that.
You figure, well, let me change the subject. I'll come back to it, okay?
Sure.
Is there anything that have you met Jay while you're here?
That was kind of on the list here.
Okay.
Have I met with him already? No, I didn't know time was passing. So.
You think he probably would be the best source for finding that
Gotcha.
that person.
Well, that being the case, he's going to head back to the quarter and talk to Jay Cracker.
All right. You're let right in, no problem. Huckabus. How are you, my boy?
Well, Jay, I'm very well. I think I owe you a little bit of money for my troubles, and I wanted to know if I could speak with you candidly about a few issues that concern me greatly.
Of course, you can always talk to me.
Are we alone, my friend?
We can be. You kind of wait, and a couple people scurry out of the room.
Thank you for that. I appreciate it. Listen, I've been recently my tiefling self has been burdened by some information that I was unaware of, and I was wondering if you would care to talk to me about my mother.
I don't know so much about her, but I'll answer what I can.
Knew her, I understand.
Well, I mean, for a short time.
Yes. Well, do you know anything about her demise?
She died, as I recall, right at the beginning of the invasion.
Yes. You know anything about the details?
Only that it was... You sure you want the answer?
Yes, I do.
It was not pleasant.
Nothing pleasant in this world, my friend.
Quite violent.
Was it personal?
You wanted the truth, so I'm going to...
Unvarnished truth, my friend.
He looks at you and you almost sense worry's not exactly the right thing, but something akin to worry crosses his face. He says, I didn't have the position I do now back then.
None of us did.
I don't know. I don't have that sort of information. I can't give it to you.
I don't understand.
Well, right now, you asked me such a question, what happened in the last 10 years, I could snap my fingers and have that for you without any issue. But at that time, I was not who I am. I don't have that sort of knowledge. I don't have the influence. I didn't have the influence.
I'm sorry. I think we have a little misunderstanding here, my friend. I'm asking you if at that time you knew what happened to her.
I mean, I know that she died, or I heard that she had died a very.
You've told me what you heard, then, yeah?
I'm sorry?
You've told me what you heard, then. You don't know anything else. You're not holding out on me.
No. As I said, I did not have the same connections that I do now.
Yeah, so I understand that. We all grow as we experience life in different ways.
Yes.
I was hoping to learn more. It seems like Mara knew her well and might have more information, but she seems very reticent to speak with me about it.
As you know, she has a very weak constitution.
I don't wish to cause the woman any distress. I just, it's the first time in my life that I've heard all these things. I never knew anything about my heritage, and now to come.
I will tell you this, Huckabus.
Yes.
Charlie and I did discuss this situation, and I supported his decision.
You mean back then?
Up until recently, yes.
I see. You don't support his decision to talk to me about this? Is that what you're saying?
I'm not against it, but I just want you to know that when Charlie made the decision not to tell you, that we were in agreement.
I see.
I thought it was for your best interest that you have other things to concentrate on. You had yourself to deal with.
And I still do. Believe me, I still do.
I don't think you could have grown as you have had you been focused on that unpleasant business.
Well, now I am focused on that unpleasant business, and I'd like to learn more about my mother and my father, if there's anyone who would know. I understand that my departed silly little gnome friend's father was involved in some small way in my departure from this city, way back in the day. You wouldn't know anything about his whereabouts, would you?
I can't tell you where he is now, but I can tell you that within the last couple of months, he certainly was seen here in the region.
Interesting. And what is the odds that you know someone? I know you used to send me out to work with some people in the graveyards, where we do a little grave robbing every now and then. It was very fun, wasn't it? Yeah.
They weren't using it, right?
What?
I said they weren't using it, right?
Well, no, of course not. What are the purposes of that? Can't take it this, you're right. So if there's anyone you would know that's still in that racket that might know some information about, graveyards, grave sites that would have been planted about the time of the great upheavals, maybe there's possibility I could find my mother's grave. At least pay some respect.
Well, I certainly know people. I have some connections in that general area. It won't be quick. But,
Nice.
But I can certainly research that for you, friend.
Yes, please, when I see you next, I think that pretty soon I'm going to be leaving Phandalin again. I'm sorry, I'm going to be leaving for Phandalin again. I want to rejoin my party there and see what sort of mayhem we can get into. There's a great war coming, apparently, or some such thing.
Great war, you say?
Yeah.
What do you know about this war?
I know very little, except it seems that some old elves are very unexcited by some modern elves getting into their spaces or cities or something. It's very confusing to Huckabus.
I'm sure you'll keep me informed.
I'll let you know what I know as I can, but there's a lot of orcs going around that seem better outfitted than orcs should be. And they carry these insignias, and he pulls out of his pocket is it a black arrow, I think? insignia?
Yep.
Yeah, he pulls that out and shows it to him. He says, look, I got this off of one of them. We killed him.
I've heard tale of this insignia, but no one knows where it's coming from.
Well, I tell you something. We cleaned out the mines, and they're open again. The dwarves are running it. The rock seekers, and my friends, Gusrag. You met Gusrag, I think.
I believe I did.
I believe they're running the mines. I don't know if I would actually know that, though, because I haven't been back to Phandalin, so maybe I don't know that at all. Maybe I'm talking out of my head.
You would have known everything. You guys have communicated it enough that you...
Okay, fair enough. So yeah, there's that going on up there. And everyone is very afraid. I was traveling for a while with a mythical figure named Barthik. Barthik seems to have been from thousands of years ago. The last time there was a great war like this, and the dwarves, they seem to think that since he is back, that means the dwarves are restarting. So, nuclear wagons, my friend.
Pronounce that name again for me?
Which name was that? I just kind of rattled a lot of names.
This legendary figure.
Barthik. Barthik. And he actually gets out a piece of paper and writes it down. See, I say things silly, don't I?
Oh, it's my fault.
No, it's not. I promise.
But yeah, that name is certainly known.
I tell you what, it was something else to watch him punch things. He liked to punch.
Interesting.
Punchy. And then Huckvis flails his little tiefling arms about a little bit. Punchy.
So you said they opened a mine. Did they? What'd y'all find in the mine? Anything?
Well, there was a wraith. There was a big green glowy head. There was a beholder. And I got this cool staff. Look at this. And he shows off his spider staff. Oh, I got this. And he pulls out the mug.
The staff, yes. I wonder what that's worth. No matter. What did you find the forge?
Yes, the Forge of Worlds. That's where we ran into the beholder.
So it exists, and
It's there, I promise. Look, Pain was imbued with some of its magic, and he pulls out Pain and shows him the ethereal weapon. I don't know where he's keeping that. We need to talk about that, Cam.
So, all right. So it exists.
Yeah.
Excellent. And your friend Guthrag is there.
That's what I understand. He's going to stay in Phandalin and help to run the mines, yeah.
Good to know.
It's a massive undertaking. It's huge. I've never been in a mine before. I thought it would be a little dingy hole in the ground. It was enormous.
Oh, no. The dwarves, for such relatively small folk, they like big open spaces.
Well, let me tell you, I say they did it up right. There were some beautiful statues in there.
Interesting.
It must have been a sight to behold when it was brand new.
How many dwarves or folk or people would you say are in the mine?
I would have no idea. I haven't been back since they started the work. I don't know. It seems like a lot of dwarves showed up, but a lot of dwarves. If you see 10 1 minute and then you turn around and there are 10s the next minute, are they the same 10? Or is there 10 more? It's hard to tell sometimes.
We're in the mine. How many they could hold?
Oh, how many dwarves could be in that mine?
Not like stuff, back to back, but
Thousands. It's enormous. And I only saw a part of it. I wasn't in a lot of the actual mining outfits. I was in the big open chambers where I presume they did work and refining. I didn't actually see most of the actual mining facilities.
Interesting.
Is that true, Ken, or am I talking out of my ass?
It's okay to talk out of your ass.
Okay.
I think Huckabus does a lot of talking out of his ass. So.
I'm about to say, isn't that kind of Huck's thing?
That's it.
So, yeah, I'll
What is your interest in mine? Are you thinking of trying to take over?
it's my job to know things.
I understand that. Yes.
I mean, you're asking me questions, right? You want to know?
We're asking each other questions, it seems, and that's what we do.
You see how it doesn't work out so well when I don't, you're kind of disappointed that I don't know the answer to some of your questions. I don't like disappointing people. It's not my thing. Right?
No, what? I totally don't understand what you just said.
Is that to Jay or to me?
Either way. No, Carl didn't catch what you just said, basically.
Jay says, it's my job to know things. I don't like to disappoint people when they ask me things and I don't know them. You just asked me something and I didn't know the answer and you weren't very happy, right?
Well, this is true, yeah. I truly wish to know more about my lineage.
I like to keep people happy.
Yeah.
So when I ask my questions, sometimes it's just to know the answer.
I understand. Sure.
Very good. I assume your lady friend is enjoying her stay in the city.
She's not with me. She's still in Fanland. Have you seen her? Is she here?
I believe somebody noticed her over near the Floofity Floo earlier.
Wait, are you speaking of the elf, the one that was once missing, or my friend the half elf?
The half elf.
Oh, I didn't know she was here.
Oh yes.
She didn't come to see me. I feel offended.
She doesn't spend a lot of time in this part of town without you, I don't think.
Well, it has its own charm, if you ask me. All right, well, listen, Jay, I don't want to waste any more of your time. If you learn anything about my mother, please let me know. I think I will go and see if I can, find my friend.
I'll make a point. You stop by next time you're in town. I'll have some answers for you.
All right, I'll do that. Thank you. You be well, friend.
You have a good one.
Okay. Pockets his stuff and leaves, and he's walking down the street wondering, well, should I go and speak again to Charlie, or is that just not worth it? Maybe I'll go see Sophie, if she's around. All right, I'll go see if Sophie's around. I'll bug Charlie later. And he's going to make his way out the thieves' corridor, out the thieves' whatever, through those gates and up. And he remembers there was a certain dwarf in.
No, that's all right. You pass through the gates, and the first road on your left leads to Oswald's Oddities.
Mm-hmm.
And you glance down that way, just out of habit, and you see, indeed, Sophie emerging from the Oddities.
Ah, Sophie, what did you buy from our friend today?
Ow! Ow!
You didn't.
I bought a little dog.
Did you?
No, that dog belongs to see that lady over there. No, I'm looking for books.
Oh, did you find them?
Well, I think I found a couple that mention the Fey War, in history.
Oh, yeah.
But I have to really sit down and read them. I just they mention it, and I didn't have time to really peruse it the way I wanted to.
So you bought it?
About both of them, yes.
Oh, very nice.
She had no idea what she had.
No, I'm sure not. Did she have any things that Huckleberry would like?
She might. We could go. I just looked at books. I really should have looked at more.
Well, that's all right. What's your plan for the rest of the day?
Well, I thought about going to the well, I was going to go to the cupcake place, and I was going to go. I thought I might go and try to apologize again to the keepers of the library, where Rosebud had a little
My
incident,
God, why would you bother with them?
because they have an incredible library that might mention the Fey wars in history.
Oh, so maybe you want to go look at the library, but why would you have to apologize for something that our deceased friend did? All you should really go in and say is, well, our friend's deceased. Sorry about the trouble. Can I see your books now?
Well, it would be nice if I thought they would accept that, but sometimes, especially with people who have things that you want, you have to kind
You
of
have to
put
grovel.
them up.
I understand this. Yeah, that makes perfect sense.
So that, but I want to spend some time in their library while I'm here. I did not know you would still be here. I didn't know you mentioned coming and talking to Jay, but
No.
I didn't realize you'd be here this long.
Well, you know, things to do, things to learn. I've been on my own exploration mission. Yeah,
Well, are you enjoying your time
not
while you're
really.
here? I'm so sorry.
It's all right. It's tough. It's a difficult. What Huckovitz learning is very difficult. Yeah, and I'm not sure that I'm actually enjoying myself at all. But there's ale to be had somewhere, so I'm sure that the day will get better. Do you need to go to the library now?
I don't. I actually was thinking about finding something to eat. I'm sure we could find some ale and food at the same time.
I think we should go out and see what happened with the little girl.
Yes, we should.
I mean, it's just across the
Well,
outside the gates.
I
We
d-
knock
I
on the.
feel bad. I feel bad I didn't think of her.
Nah, don't
I'm so
worry.
glad you did.
Don't feel bad about too many things, Sophie. Relax, life will be better. I tell you what, we'll stop on the way. We'll get a roadie. Do you know what a roadie is? A roadie is a walk around drink. You see, it's because you spill them in the road an awful lot as you're walking. You can get some wine. I'll get some ale, and then we'll go out of the gates and we'll see about that big nasty demon statue. Not statue. What was that thing?
Skull?
Skull. We'll see about that big nasty demon skull, and we'll ask the nice ranger how the little girl is doing. Or we could just go talk to some ranger. We don't have to stop for a rodeo if you don't want to.
No, that would be fine, but we should. I must run back into the oddities and see. I think I found there's a little toy type. Let me run back in. I want to get her a gift.
Okay, then let's go in there. I'll follow you. Okay.
Okay. Well, while I'm getting this, you should look and see if there's anything that interests you.
Oswald, that was her name. Oswald's Oddities?
Oswald, yes. Yes, it's Oswald. She was very kind to me.
Yeah, she's not.
But we should. You look for what you need. I'm going to go get this little push toy that I think that our little friend would enjoy.
All right.
I go over and pick the push toy up and take it to the counter, and Oswald, I'm back. I didn't even think as a sweet little child. Yes.
So where's Huck?
Hello.
Huckovitz came in right behind Sophie.
I remember you.
Is he following her to get
I was unaware that he was a sweet little child.
No, it's not speaking.
No,
I'm not very sweet.
this is for someone else.
My mistake.
No, do you remember me? Hello again.
I do. Welcome
I
back.
asked you the last time I was here if you had anything fun for a sorcerer.
I'm keeping an eye out, but nothing.
That's all right.
Nothing. Those are hard to come by.
Those they are.
But it looks like you found something fun yourself. She looks up at your horn.
Yes, my horns are magnificent. I've had them all my life.
Oh no! She points at the band on.
Oh, my little piece of jewelry. Yes, that's very pretty, isn't it?
Yes, it is. Very nice. It's interesting how the smoke moves around in it. Very,
Yeah, that's kind of new. I'm not sure what that's about. It's a little worse.
ah, very good. Well, so you wanted this toy, yes? So that'll be
But before, do you have any books that would be good for a little girl? Storybooks.
I mean, I would of course love to sell you something, but I'm afraid most of my wares are not.
I figured as much. This seems strange.
Fine.
Seems strange you would have this. There's nothing strange about this toy, is there?
Oh no. It came in as part of a lot, and
Ah,
the familiars like to play with it actually, but that's fine. I can replace it.
well, that's good. As I do want to take something to this little darling girl. How much would you say that was?
I tell you what, you take it. It's on the house.
Oh, well, that's so very kind of you. I appreciate that. She will. I think she will enjoy something to brighten her day.
Well, that's wonderful. Very good gesture on your part.
Okay, are you ready? If there's nothing here, we could go get the, what did you call it, a roadie?
Yeah, we'll do that. Osmond, it was good to see you again. Maybe next time.
Yes, I am keeping an eye out.
Thank you.
And for any of those Fae books you might find, anything that mentions the Fae.
Very well.
I will be-
Yes.
Thank you so much, Osmond.
My pleasure. Please come again soon. Tell your friends.
We will.
As we leave, once we're in the street, Hucklevis mutters, "Also, excuse my pretty horn ring, but I didn't even mention anything about my great staff here. Look at my great staff."
I know. I think that she was just mesmerized by the smoke. It does that to
It
people.
does get in your eyes, and it's hard to get out sometimes. You do.
Exactly.
So we're going to go see the little girl now, yeah?
Unless you want to get that roadie, I'll be happy.
We'll get the drink on the way back.
That sounds good. That and lunch.
Yeah, absolutely. So we head out. We're going past the gates where we talked to the little, I think it was a gnome that gave us a little history lesson there.
Yep.
We don't see that gnome, do we?
Sure.
Look, Sophie, it's that little gnome that told us all about the history of the Rift. Do you want to ask him anything about the old wars?
You might know.
It's worth a try.
That's a fantastic idea.
Give him a silver, see what he tells you.
Hello, do you remember us?
I'm sorry, afraid not.
You gave
I
us.
see a lot of people.
I would imagine you do. You've given us a history on the Rift.
Yeah,
And I
you
was,
know all about the Rift and the demons, devils that came out of the Rift, and all that stuff.
He kind of gives you a sideways glance as you in that part. Yeah, I know about that. Yeah.
we were just wondering how much interest in history you have, because we're trying to find interest in historical information about a war that happened many, many years ago between the elves and the Fae. Do you know anything about that by chance?
I mean, certainly have heard that such a thing happened, but I'm afraid that's not really my specialty. More recent history.
I understand. There's so much history, there's no way you could know everything.
Well, you know some recent history. Perhaps you know something about the Green Dragons that's taken up residence just in the next town over. You heard anything about that?
I mean, there's a rumor thereof, but I don't put much stock in it.
Oh, it's true.
It definitely is true.
I spoke with him myself.
Really?
It might have been a her. I'm not actually sure. It's hard to tell, I think. And that being the first dragon I've ever actually spoke with. Although apparently I get advantage on conversations with dragons, and I missed that entirely because my character's never been accurate.
Interesting.
Yeah. But you know nothing of the Fae, and
So what about this dragon? Tell me more.
it's green.
Green, huh? How big is it?
It's
Quite young. It was still a young
very
dragon.
large. If you ask me, it was huge.
It was huge, but I think it's going to get bigger.
So it was small and huge. Got it?
Huge, yeah.
Green.
Yeah. It dripped acid out of its mouth.
It did what?
It dripped acid out of its mouth.
Yes, it did.
And there was a group of people there that wanted to worship it, and instead it ate them. Look, they were wearing these masks, and he pulls out a dragon mask out of his bag.
Oh, well, that's very interesting. Can I see it?
Oh, sure. Hands it to him.
Oh, yes. What would you want for it?
No, I don't want to sell it. Do you know what it is?
It's a mask. I figured it's pretty good part of. I'm telling people about this dragon you want me to tell them about.
Oh, I see. Well, I'm sorry. It's not for sale.
Fine.
Bukovic is a bit of a hoarder. He likes to keep all his things.
All right, fine. Keep your things. Have a nice day.
Okay, well, we'll see you next time for through, I hope.
Perhaps.
I see.
Thank you so much.
What?
Let me ask you a
I
question
put-
real quick.
I'm sorry?
Let me ask you a question real quickly.
Mm-hmm.
Huckavis pulls out an iron key with a head shaped like an anvil and says, "Do you recognize this head? Do you know what this is from?"
Looks dwarven. I don't
That's
know.
not very helpful.
I mean, I know about history. I don't know. You know.
No, fair enough. I thought that maybe there was some sort of
I don't have to
historic
let you know or anything.
All right, Mr. Gnome. It was nice to see you again.
Well, have a good day.
Okay, here's a silver for your troubles.
Well, he perks up a bit. Seems a little more friendly again. Thank you.
All right, bye-bye.
Good luck.
As we walk away, Huckavis mutters to Sophie, "Next time I see him, I might knife him."
It made you that upset, did he?
No, I'm just kind of feeling a little punchy.
Maybe you roll me a perception.
I rolled an 11.
All right. Sorry, I laid down a little bit.
You want to roll a perception for you, Sophie?
Would you mind? That would be great.
You rolled a 10 plus whatever your perception is.
It's same thing. I'm sorry. I was trying not to sit up. It's the charisma, right?
Yeah. No, wisdom.
The same thing. 3.
Okay. 13. 13.
Sophie, you're pretty sure you heard the gnome turn to the guy next to him and say, "The next time I see him, I might knife him."
I whisper that to Huck. I think we're
Wait.
gonna have a,
Did you tell Huck you heard that?
yes. I think we might have ourselves a knife fight, but next time we've got plans.
Odds, Huck's going to turn around and attack this guy. Evens, he's going to let it pass. I rolled a 16, darn it.
Oh, good.
So we head over and we're getting towards the house, yeah?
You're at the house.
All right, knocking on the front door.
The woman answers. Yes, may I help you?
Oh, hello. We left a little bit of you.
How are you?
Oh, well, we were just coming by to check up on her.
Oh,
And you, obviously.
oh, well, thank you. That's very nice of you. She's playing in the back.
Well, can we go say hi?
Of course.
Oh, that's exciting, isn't it? Shall we go through the house, or would you rather us go around?
Oh, either way, whichever you prefer.
Oh, well, thank you.
Be outside. It's a nice day.
We'll just walk on through the house and do.
Okay.
So we get through and we're in whatever, I guess, is the word backyard, I guess?
Well, I mean, the back of the house.
Back of the house, fair enough.
Close to the old backyard. So.
Huckabus is kind of eyeballing this giant demon head, devil head skull, and kind of like looking. He's kind of looking to Sophie to deal with the kid because, as we remember, Huckabus doesn't really like children. But meanwhile, he's kind of studying that demon head, devil head, for similarities to his own head.
All right. What are you doing, Sophie?
And I'm trying. Oh, Lisa is trying to remember the little girl's name. I'm sure Sophie remembers it.
I'm sorry, I do not, and Huckabus probably
You
wouldn't.
know, yeah, so Sophie remembers it, so she's hoping that.
Just
That's,
go for now.
Hello, little girl. We are so happy to see you. It looks like you're doing well.
I'm doing okay. Auntie is teaching me about manticores.
About manicores.
When Huckabus hears that, his eyes whip from that skull to that little girl.
And Sophie's eyes get big. She's teaching you about manicores, is she?
Yeah.
And what is she telling you about them?
Oh,
Stay here, Sophie. I'll be right back. And Huckabus is. Did the woman come out, or is she in the house?
he's just kind of standing on the porch.
Huckabus is going to then his eyes. He's just going to look between the girl and the lady, with an eyebrow cocked.
He's teaching me about the weak spots and how to, what to do when they attack you, and things like that.
Is she now?
hmm
I'm going to quickly look over at Andy and look back at the little girl. That's really interesting. What was she teaching you before she was teaching you about the manicores?
We're talking about orcs. A lot about orcs.
A lot about orcs, you say.
I had a lot of questions because of the orcs.
I bet you did, sweetheart. I bet you did. I did bring you something. Look, I brought you a new toy.
What is it?
It looks like those one of those push toys that. No, it doesn't. I keep saying push toy, but I'm gonna retcon that if that's the right word into one of those. It looks like those Tupperware things that you put shapes in, except for these shapes look like animals. There's dragons and there's manticores. Look, there's a manicore right here on this. And if you open it up, and so if you pulls it, look, all the animal shapes come out. And you close it, and then you pick the animal shape, and you find the right place to put it, and it falls in. So you can do this with your learn about manicores. I bet eventually you will learn about these. These are dragons. We saw a dragon once. I don't ever want to see one again. But it was big, and it was green, and it's nasty. Bad temperament. Not like sweet little you. No, it was not nice.
Auntie, will you tell me about dragons? When you're older, dear.
I bet your auntie is going to teach you about all of these different things. We saw a manicore once, and Sophie looks over at Auntie to see if she looks at us when I say that.
Yeah, she looks at you. Yeah. The little girl says, yeah. Y'all talked about it, like, all the way back.
We did. Is that? And so I bet you were interested and you wanted to have your auntie tell you about them.
I don't want it to eat me.
No, you don't. No, that would be a bad thing.
Mm-hmm.
And orcs are bad too. I mean, I'm sure there's some nice orcs out there. I just haven't met them.
They ate Daddy.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's funny.
Some.
Does Huckabus, as this goes on, he kind of like, okay, manicore, why not? And he goes back to studying demon's head, and he wants to ask the lady, so what's up with this? The devil's head here.
Well, you, I'm sure you know you're from around here, right?
Not really.
You're not from around here? Interesting. Roll me that ridiculous bluff. Don't blow it up.
Well, no, he's not lying. He's not technically from here.
He's from nowhere.
But I mean,
That's okay. You want me to roll it? It's a 20, not natural.
Okay.
Sorry, it's a 22, not natural.
all right. Oh. Well, wasn't so long ago that we were invaded by devils and their.
What is this? Who kills this beast?
I did.
Wow, how tall was he?
She kind of looks you up and down. It's probably about your height.
No, that skull's much larger than mine, isn't it?
You don't know much about devils, do you? They don't always proportion like us.
No, I don't believe I've ever seen one.
Yeah, that fella. I mean, they're all not all of them are different, but I mean they have come in all shapes and sizes.
Don't we all?
Head was again what 2.5 times what yours is, but he's. I mean, he might have been 6 inches taller than you or something. But.
Oh my! But mostly that was his head. That's amazing. How did his neck hold such a thing up? That seems odd to me.
Oh, I'm not 100% sure he had a neck. Think about it. I mean, he's kind of like a dwarf. Kind of think of a dwarf. Kind of.
Okay, I understand.
Kind of.
What's his skin?
I'm sorry.
What color was his skin?
It was it's kind of a reddish tan, I guess.
Did you keep it?
It wasn't wouldn't have been good for anything. It was pretty torn up.
Well, good for you. Were you pretty torn up?
I survived. That's about all I can say. Sometimes
In many cases, all vegan.
Sometimes it feels like you just need to have that one spark of life left. Feel as good as you did when you started.
Well, that's all you can really hope for sometimes.
Exactly.
What direction do the horns point?
These are normal horns.
Define normal horns.
They point forward, unlike yours, which point. Well, they kind of point. Yeah, they point forward, unlike yours. They're not like your horns. Is that your question?
Yes, that is my question.
Yes.
Well, that's very interesting. I'm glad that you survived the encounter, and I want to thank you for taking care of this nice little girl, your family here. I assume everything's going well with that. You're teaching her some things. She's learning how to murder other beasts. That's great.
She doesn't really. Much as our teacher, she doesn't really seem as interested in that part as just the general knowledge and. She absorbed more of the knowledge of their habitats and their social structures.
Interesting. Huckavitz looks down at the girl who's, I assume, still talking to Sophie and says, "Knowledge is power, yeah."
She kind of looks at you and kind of nods tentatively, like, "Okay, crazy person."
We all think that sometimes, sweetie, but he's really, really harmless. He's a good guy.
He seems nice.
Yes, I promise you.
Well, if we're good here, Sophie, thank you for having us into your home again.
No problem. You can come visit anytime. That's fine.
We'll check in when we can.
Is that okay with you, sweetie? Can we come visit you? Now that I know that you like to know stuff about different animals, when I'm looking around, I'll see if I can't find you a book or two. Would you like that?
Huckavus.
Sir.
Roll me a perception check.
Sir, yes. Okay, that's a nat 1.
Okay.
Couldn't use that 22 now, huh?
Around the corner of the house, you are pounced on.
Huckabus is, or both of us are.
What's your armor class, Huckabus?
What's my what?
Armor class?
12.
12. Yes. You feel this weight slam into your back, and you're knocked face forward into the dirt.
Okay.
What do you like to do?
Go, ah! And roll over and see what the heck just did that.
What are you doing, Sophie?
I'm looking like to see what is happening to my friend.
You
I'm
see
pulling out.
has been pounced on by a mountain lion.
Oh my goodness!
Is the mountain lion standing over Huckabus, like licking his head or something?
It is once you get rolled over, yes.
It's it's Rosebud's Snowfall, Skyfall.
Skyfall. And Huckabus tentatively reaches up and tries to put the mane and
That's
goes,
correct, Skyfall.
Skyfall.
It's Skyfall.
Mama.
Wait, Ken, out of character, did we leave Skyfall? We did leave Skyfall with the little girl, didn't we?
I believe
Hmm?
Yep.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, I think, yeah. Skyfall! Oh, you're taking such good care of her. She's beautiful.
Yes, call her off. Let me,
Come, Skyfall. Skyfall. Skyfall.
Skyfall looks at the little girl, and she kind of motions for her to come to her, and she goes over there.
Oh, little girl, I'm so glad to see that she has bonded to you. She will be your friend for life.
I think Rosebud would be very happy.
I think you're right. I think you're very right.
I'm not sure if whatever Rosebud became would care, but I'm not sure what Rosebud ever became, so there it is.
You see a tear, one single little tear come out of Sophie's
That's
eye.
enough of that. We need to now go to a bar and have lunch.
I think you're right. That moment just reminded me so much of Rosebud. I'm so glad, little girl, you and Skyfall have each other. I'm so glad. And I'll be on the lookout for books about different animals. I'm assuming you want all kinds of different animals, not just the bad ones like manticores and dragons. So I'll be on the lookout.
Thank you.
Is there anything else you'd like?
No, I'm okay.
Okay. And is there anything? Look at Auntie. Is there anything that we can bring for you, or for little girl, or for Skyfall? If you're in need of anything, and I'm gonna dig out 5 gold and hand it to her.
She kind of shakes her head and says, "No, that's quite all right. We're fine."
If you ever do need something, and Sophie looks at Huck. Huck, can I give her the name of the hotel I stay at with you, so that she could get a message?
Why are you asking me? I don't stay at that hotel. That's your place.
Oh, I know. I'm mentioning the hotel that you took us to the first time.
They shouldn't come into that area.
Then go to the Floofity Floof. I'll tell them when I go back that I will try to leave word where I'm going to be. And I'm usually with my friends. They're just not with us today. If you ever need anything, please let me know.
We will. Thank you. It's very, very kind of you. And thank you again
Of course. Of course. Auntie, little girl, Skyfall, take care of each other.
Rawr.
Mm,
Meow
pet
meow
Skyfall on
meow meow.
just pet Skyfall on the head just for a moment on her way out. I'm so glad you have a good place to be, Skyfall and the little girl. Huck, you're gonna need to get me out of here, or I won't leave.
Let's go, Zin. Come on, Sophie.
Bye again.
Goodbye.
Cheers.
And now we should go to a bar. And now I would say to the DM, please move along to somebody else because I got to get up and go do a thing.
Okay.
Is that all right?
Yeah, we go to a bar and get some ale and some stuff. There you go.
Okay. All right. So we can now switch back to Akshay.
Fantastic. So did I get all my hit points back from that sleep?
Sure.
Okay.
As did I, though, my friend.
Now I assume it's morning, correct?
In the morning, you awaken to be manacled, and your sword is nowhere to be seen.
Okay. Am I awake before Rexa is awake?
Rexa, what exactly do you guys do that night, watch-wise? Do you just trust this new person, or new person? Do you trust Rexa? What's your what exactly do you? How does that work?
Well, Orion, I think, probably would have himself covered. He wouldn't be too scared because he's up in a tree and he doesn't have to sleep. So he would have no worries because he'd keep his eyes on you guys.
Rexa's not worried about that elf. Not at all. Can I? I'd like to go back. And no, I can't do that because I already said it. So, I closed the. Well, no, it's probably all burnt. Like, okay, so I put him in a structure that looked like it used to be a home.
Okay.
Set him up nicely, so on and so forth, and then yeah, I fell asleep in the same room.
Okay.
So what do you want me to do to see if I woke before him?
I'm gonna use logic here, and I'm gonna say the one who wasn't beaten unconscious probably wakes up before the one that was beaten unconscious. So no, Derek, you do not wake up before Rexa.
Okay.
So when you wake up, she's sitting there staring at you, and not aggressive, not anything like that. And when you awake, she says, "Are you gonna try to fight me again today?"
Oh no, not today. But I will kill you.
You will grow to love me. I'm certain of it, Derek Spencer. We have, from what I understand, a kindred spirit per se. This is not something that you're going to be able to fight. You can fight it for as long as you want, but just as you will find a new god or the same one, if he'll have you back, you will grow to love me. I'm sure of that. Probably not in a carnal sense, but you will.
As you guys are, waking up and getting reacquainted with each other, you can just hear Orion outside just humming.
And there's no front to this building, so I just kind of get up, not aggressive towards Derek or anything like that, just, so on and so forth. And I look out and I go, "Aren't you a happy one this morning? Why are you in that damn tree?"
And as you look, he's doing a handstand push-up on the branch. Ah, well, nice to see that you guys are awake, finally. and then he kind of swings down off the tree and jumps down, brushes himself off, and then walks up to the front of the building. Well, aren't you looking fantastic this morning, Sir Derek?
And who the hell are you?
Oh yeah, I remembered. You didn't exactly meet me. I'm Orion. Nice to meet you.
Why are you here?
Oh well, I just had to come and see you guys for yourselves. The party that freed Phandalin of those evil creatures.
So he says, Derek. This is the same story I got yesterday. It's kind of peculiar.
Well, suit yourselves. I just had to see you guys for myself, see if I could help out in some way. Looking for some adventure.
She looks kind of standoffish to it. I'm not part of that party. I'm here for Spencer.
Well, I mean, you just happen to be here. I've been following this guy around for a while.
Oh,
You've been following me.
Oh, well, I mean, I wouldn't say following, more like stalking.
Huh. I'd advise against that. It's not really a good life plan.
Ah, well, same thing my father told me. And then he sits down and kind of just kicks back.
Can I get up and walk outside?
yeah, you can get up and walk. I mean, you're manacled in front of your body, so on and so forth. But I mean, it's back at that point they would have been very heavy.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I mean, yeah, I mean, after the ass whooping you took yesterday, you probably wouldn't be the strongest, so on and so forth this morning. But yeah, you could walk out. You wouldn't be able to attack anybody or anything like that. Probably. At least I feel. How do you feel about that, Ken?
That's fine.
I assume there's still plenty of bodies to bury.
No, when you walk out there, you notice that there is a very singed and slightly smoldering pile of bodies, both human and orc, and also there is the same amount of graves facing your graves that clearly weren't there before.
Wait, so you burned bodies?
So the two of us, I took care of the most important people from my tribe and buried them across from the most important people that I feel probably from your tribe, and then took care of the commoners as you were going to. They all went to Valhalla together, or Valhalla, whatever. They all went to the to the beyond together. It was the right thing to do.
So let me get this straight. You burned my people's bodies.
You were going to burn my people's bodies.
Your people are murderers.
And you, Derek, the only person here that is a murderer is you. Please don't joke yourself.
Guys, people, settle down a little bit. Just woke up.
You are the biggest murderer out of anybody in this region, Derek Spencer. How can you cast a stone like that? That's folly. And she just laughs.
Deep breaths. Deep breaths.
I don't know where. I don't know how. But I swear I'll kill you.
You keep thinking that, my friend. Go ahead. That's fine. I don't think Tharek's gonna like that very much, and I know how much respect you have for him. So, do get yourself together. I'm not much worried about your prowess, so I will give you your weapons back. How do you feel about that, Arak?
Well, seeing as though I could disarm him in a single strike, I'm sure he can have them again.
And do you know where these party members went, Derek? It's all been taken care of here in this town. You know, us orcs were not all savages, I promise.
Last I knew, they were in Phandalin.
Hmm. So you have to return to them, is that correct?
I suppose.
Well, I've been, again, instructed to stay with you and, again, try to guide you back to where you belong. So I guess I'm, stuck here with you. You can try to kill me every day, but I'm sure you'll lay up, unconscious on the ground again. And she just holds her, grabs onto the top of her axe, and just kind of strokes it, and rubs her finger along the blade, which cuts her finger, and then just licks it.
Oh, that's quite barbaric, isn't it?
Well, it's just a funny thing. It's what us barbarians do, there, elf. Whatever you are.
That's not important. And he'll stand up now that we're apparently leaving, and he'll brush the dust off of his cloak. Oh, shall we get going then?
Yeah, you want to take these cuffs off?
Are you going to attack me today?
I haven't decided that yet.
Then the
Oh, I
cuffs will
wouldn't
stay
try
on.
that. Alrighty, let's go. And he'll kind of jump over the rubble.
Yeah, and I follow behind Derek as I'm assuming he follows our new friend.
Nah, Ken, how tight are these cuffs on me?
They're not removable by your hands unless you had some very serious strength.
Mm.
I mean, they're rudimentary manacles. You know what I mean? Whatever they
Yeah.
would have used at this time. So you know what I mean? They're not meant to be getting gotten out of.
Unless you had some sort of skill or,
Yeah. Yeah, unless you had thieves.
they're in general, they're sufficient to restrain most people. So,
Okay.
unless you have something above and beyond, you can just be able to use them.
Yeah, I'm not going anywhere until these manacles come off me.
You're pouting like a child. She looks at you and says, "Fine, but I'll walk behind you because I'm not going to attack you. I have no reason to, but I believe you'll attack me at the soonest moment you have, Derek Spencer."
Yeah, I'm not walking anywhere with an orc at my back.
And you just hear a huge sigh from Orion up front. He stops and then turns around. So, are we going now?
And she walks over, looks you dead in the eyes the entire time, and says, "You can try every day if you'd like to, my friend," and clicks him. Takes the key and clicks him off. Puts him back into her pack and goes, "I let you live, you know that."
You should have killed me when you had the chance.
And she turns and starts walking.
Off to Phandalin. One big happy family.
That's the way I like it. And actually, Orion will wait until Derek passes him to stand behind him as we walk down the path.
So, what is the order then?
And Rex is in the lead, I guess.
Yeah.
Followed by Derek, and then Orion is last.
Okay, back to Neverwinter. What are you folks doing?
I think
Where is?
we're-
All right, Neverwinter's north from where we are right now, right? Or is it south from there?
It is northwest.
Northwest. Okay,
Yes.
so we're gonna get back to Phandalin. They're not gonna be there, but whatever.
Oh, do we know that though?
No.
Okay,
Yes,
I think
the
that'll
last
be.
whereabouts that we knew was what Spencer told us, and that they were in Phandalin. So,
Go ahead, Neverwinterites. Carl, you were back, right?
I'm here.
Yeah, I'm here.
What you doing?
Yeah, I'm here.
We are eating.
We've been at a bar. If you've been following along, which I think you have, we've been talking about Huckabus's mother, what he learned from Charlie and Jay, and he's a little frustrated that Mara seems to refuse to speak to him. And he was just actually telling her that he wanted to stop at potions and ... can't remember the other word, potions and poultices, and check up on his potion on his bottle before they leave town. And we were, I think, maybe discussing leaving town today, but I'm not sure about that.
And so we mentioned asking Auntie about Rosebud's father?
Yeah, we were going to stop in again to talk to the druid to see if she knew anything about the whereabouts of Rosebud.
Sindiri. His name is Sindiri.
Sindri, thank you.
Thank you.
So, they do still have your jug, Huckabus. Just brewed. It seems to have some exotic ingredients, but nothing beyond that. You can retrieve that. What were you wanting at Potions and Oceans?
That was it.
Oh, they're picking that up. Okay.
Yeah, and you know what? While I'm there, if they have some greater healing potions, I might buy one.
Yeah, they've got a couple if you wanted them.
Yeah, I'll take them.
All right. That'll be 200 gold.
Can Huckabus roll a persuasion check to try and get a better deal? Hey, my friend, I'm going to buy 2 of them. Maybe you'd like to give me a little discount on them.
Roll.
At a persuasion, that's 22.
All right, fine. 180.
All right, you have a deal. Thank you, my friend.
Mm-hmm.
If I am there too, which I'm assuming I am, could I get that same deal? Do you have 2 more?
No, we got 1 left. 100 gold.
I think I'm going to give you 90. It's the 3rd one you've sold since you just sold 2 to my friend.
That was to him.
Oh, come on, my friend. Honor the deal. Give it 10 gold off. Why not?
Please?
Fine. Fine.
Thank you so much.
Killing my children.
No, don't be that way.
No, I'm sure your children are just fine. Look at it. I'm almost. Don't tempt me to do a check to see if he's bluffing me, because I don't want to kill anybody's children.
Ken, just for keeping my character sheet straight, I'm going to say that at this point I have 1 bottle of mead from the Fae, if you care. I have 2 listed on here, but I'm figuring by now Huckabus has drunk the other one. So.
Yep.
Sorry, laugh.
Sophie, do you still have the half bottle of Angel Fire? Or who has that?
I have that on my sheet, but I don't know if that's accurate.
I think it. Oh, I don't think I would have been carrying it.
Okay.
Yeah, I have that on my sheet.
Okay, doke. I'm just curious who had it. Very good.
What time of day is it?
Wow, I really should have sold some of this junk off while I was in town.
We're still there, aren't we?
Yeah, but let's move on.
Okay. I don't think.
We can say you did it, and we'll work
Thank
out.
you, Thank you, Ken. Let's do that. We'll talk this week about it.
It is mid-afternoon.
What time do you think we should leave? How long does it take to get to Phandalin from here?
It's like 3 days.
So I'm assuming we still have our horses. So, is it 3 days on horseback?
I think that's right. Yeah, at least 2.
Okay.
It's at least 2 on horseback. It was 3 when we were using the cart, I think.
Do you want to leave now? We could leave first thing in the morning. I do still want to try the library.
If you want to go to the library, we should leave tomorrow. We'll meet very early tomorrow morning. Why don't, let's see, where is the library? I don't remember. Is it close to our friend's house, or is it on a different part of town?
It's by it's in the temple section. It's by the temple of uh,
What do you mean your friend's house?
The druid's house.
Oh, no, she's out.
no.
Well, why don't we go to your temple? I'll come visit you, but I'll keep my mouth shut because, shh, you're the smart one. And, then maybe in the morning, or maybe if there's a little time after that, we'll go out to see our druid friend one more time, all right?
That
So-
sounds good.
Good. I'm going to get myself a roadie. Do you want fun?
Do you think they'll let me take it in the temple? Probably not with the books. A small one.
It's up to you. Huckabus gets out that big mug made of
Electrum.
Electrum, thank you, and says, fill it up, and let's go.
So,
I'm gonna pass since I need to look at the books.
All right. Are we walking down towards the temple?
Yep.
Huckabus is singing, I'm a little nowhere man coming from the nowhere land.
And Sophie's gonna look at him occasionally, just shake her head in laughter at his silliness.
Huckabus is obviously enjoying himself more now that he's in the company of a friend as opposed to before when he was brooding about just his mother on his own.
So when we reach the temple, and I can't remember, it's not the luck one. The luck one is Sister Gorelius.
Here is the luck. Is that right?
Which Agba?
Agma the Binder.
Agma. Okay. Gonna. When we get there, I'm gonna assume you go through like a general area, like a reception kind of place.
Yeah.
And there would be a person studying a book at the reception area.
There are people about. They're not necessarily sitting there. There are a number of people actually sitting in the reception area kind of reading. Shocker.
Does there appear to be anyone in charge?
Sure.
I would really love to visit your library. What would I need to do in order to visit your library?
Name?
My name is Sophie. I've been here before.
Kind of like the light bulb comes on. I see. Please wait over there. Someone will be with you shortly.
I'm assuming Sophie can tell he knows who she is.
Pretty sure that's what the light bulb was. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Huck, I think the gig is up. But hopefully they will accept my apology and let me visit their library.
So several minutes later, a robed fellow, flanked by two armored fellows, approach.
Do I recognize any of them?
Probably not.
As Huckabus sees the armored fellows and they're approaching us, he's going to tense up a bit.
Where is she?
Huckabus is readying an action. If anybody touches Sophie, he's gonna do bad things.
I believe you're looking for me. I've come because
No, I'm not.
You're not looking for me?
No, I'm looking for.
Are you looking for someone who's been here with me?
Yes.
I must tell you that Rosebud is no longer with us.
I see. I must tell you that I'm not overly disappointed. What is it that you need?
I was hoping to speak with someone about studying in your wonderful library. I bring no ill wishes whatsoever.
Given your history, I believe it will take some deliberation before you would be given access. If you would like to make a written request, I will pass it on, and should be no more than a few weeks before a decision is made.
Huckavis overhears this and perks up and says, "Well, my friend, what if we were willing to make a nice donation to your lovely establishment? Would that grant my dear friend here access? Because keep in mind, my dear friend here was not the little known of which you are concerned with. That friend of mine, I'm sad to say, is dead. But this friend of mine is an ardent student of all sorts of things, and she just wants to study. So if I give her such a hassle, she didn't do any crimes."
Are you familiar with the guilt by association theory?
So now we're both in trouble. Is that what you're saying?
But again, what if we made a nice donation?
What exactly are you saying?
I'm offering you a bribe, my friend.
I believe it's time for you to go.
I see. All right.
May I make?
I said it's time for you to go.
I'm so sorry, Sophie. Please.
No, it's yes, we shall leave. Thank you.
When we get out on the street, Huckavis is obviously a little dejected. He says, "Sophie, I'm so sorry. That's how things work in my world. You encounter problems and you try and buy or lie your way out of them. And it seemed like buying my way out of that one was a good idea. I mean, most churches are like, oh, you want to donate to me? Well, that's great, sure. Here's the crystal goblet. Isn't it pretty?"
Roll me a wisdom check, Sophie.
Just a second.
You want me to roll it, Lisa?
Please, thank you.
You want me to roll it a second time because it fell on the floor? I rolled a flat 13.
A 16.
You're not necessarily sure that it was a bad idea. You were just probably
yep.
needed to make sure you had the right currency.
I probably should have. We should probably find a rare volume to donate to them, and that might do it. But your idea was exactly what needed to be done. It's just, I think we just happened.
There are other ways to get it done, but I'm just saying it wouldn't necessarily be dismissed out of hand.
Wait, there are other ways to get it done. It wouldn't necessarily be dismissed out of hand. What wouldn't be dismissed out of hand?
So I should have killed him. That would have worked, right? We would have walked right in then.
Yeah, I think that would have been it. I'm glad you figured out a subtle hint.
I think we should avoid killing people in the temple that I wish to go to.
You should have brandished pain. That probably would have gotten it done as well.
Oh, no.
Great.
No. Because I'm going to assume...
Yeah, because they liked that so much last time.
That's
right.
Kind of pseudo-flaming looking. And
who is the god of the bards follow?
What's that?
It could
Which
be
god?
various.
It could be...
One of them.
But I would think Ogma, especially for the ones who are all about knowledge.
Yep.
Yes. And I'm going to also assume that, like the Greek and the Romans, you could follow more than one god.
Oh yeah.
So That may also be one of Sophie's internal things that along this journey, figuring out which god she follows. But Hug, I think we should probably just get a good night's rest, and there are other temples. There are other temples of knowledge, I'm sure. Waterdeep, maybe?
I'll walk you to the. Oh no, let's. If we have time, let's go see our friend one more time and see if she knows where Siri.
Sindri.
So we see if she knows where Sindri might be.
I think you're right, we should.
Oh, just real quick, right?
Yes.
Okay, real quick, right? No, she doesn't. She has heard the name, but doesn't know where he is.
Well, why don't you go to the Frou Inn, and I'll go to mine, and I will come get you very early in the morning. Yeah.
Yes, and you could always ask Charlie to tell Sindri that you'd like to talk to him, unless you think he'll be like Mara is.
I'm
But
sorry, but I missed that.
if Charlie sees Sindri often enough, you might ask him to take a note to him or something.
Oh no, I've already taken care of that. Yeah.
Ah, well, I'm glad to hear that.
Charlie knows. Jay also knows. So the odds of finding out where he is are good, not great, but if he appears, I might hear of it. It means I'll have to come back here kind of soonish, but that's a cross I bear.
I will come with you if you'd like.
Yeah, maybe Yumi and Guthrad will come back for old time's sakes.
That sounds good. I'm gonna go and have a nice massage before bed, and you enjoy the rusty bucket.
All right,
Please,
I will see you in the morning then.
tell Charlie I said hello.
I'll do so.
Good night.
Bye-bye.
Do, 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 do.
And Huckabus walks her to there, and then he goes back to the thieves' quarter, and he's going to walk in, and if I can have a minute more with just Charlie, he's going to walk in, and he's going to say, Charlie, I'll be leaving soon. Is there any chance that I can speak with Mara before I go?
I'll ask her.
It's important to me, all right? I'll be very kind, I promise.
I understand.
All right.
So the next morning she's not shown up.
By the next morning, okay. Well, Huckabus spent most of that night sitting at the bar just drinking ale. Went to bed a little late. Got up super early, so he's not feeling great. Starting to realize that maybe this lifestyle's not the best for him, but he's not willing to let it go. So he gets a roadie on the way out. He fills up his big giant mug and he walks over to the Frou Inn and says to the nice girl at the desk, whose name I don't remember, as my dogs start to bark madly, so I might need to turn this off to retain them. Is Sophie here?
Oh yes,
You tell her that her friend Huckabus. Hello again, by the way. You remember me. I remember you.
I do. Yes. She's in room 17.
Well, if you could just send word up that I'll be outside waiting for her.
I can certainly do that. Yes.
Okay, thank you.
Have a nice day.
You too.
Go ahead.
Well, when that evening after Huck left, she made sure to leave a fund of 10 gold pieces in case there's ever a need for little girl and auntie, as well as telling them that she can be found in Phandalin, or word will be known of where she is, or she will be able to come back. So if they ever need to reach her, try her in Phandalin. Because I'm going to assume that would make sense, since they have a part interest in the mine, that they would know who she is.
Okay.
And then down the stairs, looking well rested, massaged, and ready to go.
You get notice that Huck is there.
Her bags are packed. She's ready to go.
Stable. If Huck had a horse at a stable, he would have already picked that up, and he assumes that Sophie's horse is here.
Yes.
So he says, "Let's be on our ways, and yeah."
So the horse have been brought out probably when she stopped by. Yep. Okay. I think it's time to go. You're right.
Okay. So you guys start heading south along the coast,
Southeast and overall.
south, and then you turn east.
So we're going the way you kind of drive. Go south a little, east a little, south a little, east a little, right?
Yes. All right. So as each group is about a day out, you see off in the distance storm clouds gathering over the sea. And as you get to the turnoff to Phandalin from the Tribor Trail, you run into each other. You figure it's a couple hours to Phandalin still, and you figure the storm is maybe an hour away. You see lightning, and you can hear thunder rumbling.
It looks like a normal storm, though, right?
It's big, but
It's a big storm, but a normal storm.
I mean, nothing obviously arcane about it. But Sophie, you went
Oh, it's so great being on a computer. If I press the space bar,
I'm sorry.
But Huck and Sophie, you see Derek with two strangers.
Oh, Derek, let's ride as fast as we can to Phandalin and tell me who are your new friends.
Oh, hello, Huck. Hello, Sophie. Good to see
Hello.
you again. Let's see here. Derek points to Orion, says, this elf here is named Orion. He's my stalker, apparently. And
Yes, and then he would push past you. Lovely to meet you, lovely to meet you, and he'd start holding his hand out for handshakes.
We're on horseback. Are you guys on horseback?
Oh, you're on horseback?
Oh yeah.
Okay. Well, he would go up to your horses then, and
yeah, we're not
stand
on
up.
Kirk, or Carl, sorry. We're not on horseback.
That's okay,
No.
Joe.
We're having it.
Having seen that Huckabus is actually going to stop, I assume, because he sees that storm coming. He says, "Oh well, it's very nice to meet you, Mr. Elf, and Miss Half-Orc." He says that as if he's
Yes.
hoping that it's not an actual like Miss Orc.
And Derek, your other companion?
Yeah, this is Rexa, and that's a long story.
Hello, Miss Rex.
Rexa.
And again, he's got a question in his voice as if to say, "Is this a good orc?
Or a bad orc? Yes.
Are you a good witch?"
Yes, or bad witch.
Now, did you
I'm not a witch
say
at all.
that out loud?
Yeah, did I say good witch or bad witch out loud? No. What I said was, "Hello, Miss Half-Orc," and then I said, "Hello, Miss Rexa." It was just kind of a question at the end of his.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yes, we're not used to meeting a friend and they're coming along with a half orc. It's an interesting development.
And does Sophie say that aloud?
No, but that's her face.
Okay.
It's similar to Huck's face. It's kind of like.
So you look puzzled.
But yes, but since Derek said that Smith, that's Rexa, and it's a long story. I think that Huck's right though. We should make as fast as we can towards Phandalin, and I'd offer a ride, but I'm not sure if between my horse and Huck's that we have enough.
It's about an hour, right?
An hour, yes.
And Rexa looks up at you and talks for the first time and goes, "You might want to put Spencer on there with you. He had a long day yesterday."
I'm not sure my horse can hold such a big big human like him, but Sophie, you and I were here before. I don't know if our friends here. And when he says friends, he kind of perks an eyebrow because he's not sure about that. Would know, but didn't we stay in a rest stop around here?
I think that we did.
Well, okay.
Stay in a rest stop around here, or was that much further from here?
There's one not too far away.
Closer than Phandalin?
Slightly closer. Derek, Sophie, and Huck, make me a wisdom roll.
Good boy. Huck rolled a 7. Sophie, at
Yes.
least let me roll for you.
Yes, please.
Well, you got a nat 20. Damn it.
Sorry. That's a 23.
And that's on my new dice, too. Look at you.
Nice.
Oh,
First nat 20.
well, I hate to take that from you.
No,
I
don't
will.
hate to. Don't hate to.
Whatever
So-
there was to know, I know nothing.
It sounds like I've read the book. I wrote the book, read the book, and
You have another horse.
that we're taking with us. That we're bringing with us on our way.
You're riding a horse, Huck is riding a horse, but you have another horse.
Thank you. You know, I think I might have some help. And then I pull the horse statue out.
No, well, I can't fit on that, can we?
Oh,
Word of inspiration.
Yes.
Well,
That's fantastic.
yes.
well done.
And I throw it on the floor, right, Ken? Just drop it,
Okay.
and it turns in. Don't remember that's how you do this.
I don't know.
It turns into a horse.
unicorn. It's a unicorn, if I remember correctly.
And I'm going to quickly dismount and mount the unicorn and offer my horse. And I'm going to guess that I can take somebody else on a unicorn with me.
Who you trying to take on?
So I'm guessing that Derek looks the smallest of the three.
Clearly.
Derek,
Maybe by
would
height.
you care to ride and we can have...
The unicorn
Yeah,
will
let's
not.
do that.
The unicorn will not accept Derek.
Oh,
Oh,
Makes
right.
sense.
Right. Makes sense.
okay.
I'll
that
take the
bad.
horse.
You know what? That sounds good. I'm gonna stroke the unicorn's neck and say, wait. You know what I did? I don't know if it'll work now, but I have the spell identify. But that let me know why the unicorn wouldn't accept Derek.
Meanwhile, Huckabus has just offered a hand to anybody that wants to get on his horse because he wants to get the heck to Phandalin.
Yeah, absolutely. But you're looking at a rather large orc woman. She's not going to fit in a horse with you. She'll just start hoofing it. She's moves actually rather well for such a big girl.
Yeah, we'll get on down the road. So,
Or
you look
I
at
think
Derek
to
and say, Derek, come, get on. Oh, wait. No, you get on her horse. Elf, you, Orin, hop on hers.
All right, and then Orion will hop on.
Orion, excuse me.
Yep.
Let's
Well,
go.
that's
Come on.
off we go.
Okay, you get about halfway there and you start getting wet. Are you going a little slower for Rexa or?
9.
Fine.
I'm not. I'm
Okay.
sure she looks like a grown, excuse
The
my
way-
language, grown-ass woman.
Described it. She was
Or-
moving along at a good trot. Over long distances, you can outrun a horse. It's not speed, but you can definitely, if you
Endurance was.
outrun a horse. So
All right, so you are challenged at the edge of Phandalin.
challenged by what?
There's it's
Hard.
hard to tell with the rain starting to come down. Looks to be what might be a dwarf, and each wearing gray cloaks. Who goes there?
Do they look familiar at all?
And a dwarf and with gray cloaks on.
Huckabus doesn't ride up on them, but rides a little close and stops the horse and hops off. And he says, "My name is Huckavus Nowhere. This town exists because of us, and you, my friends, look like you are having a miserable time in this rain. So here, poof, bonfire right in front of you. Warm yourselves."
Sophie's smiling.
Well, the non-dwarf kind of looked at her and says, they can pass.
You enjoy. We'll have some friends coming behind, and I think there's a half-orc. If the half-orc is cool, we're cool with the half-orc. You understand?
Okay. Very good.
All right. Is the inn operational?
Yeah, I got it rebuilt.
I look forward to seeing my friend. Well, I won't bother you with these details. Let's go.
Okay, very good. Be safe.
So how far behind am I?
I don't know, 20 minutes.
20 minutes? Okay.
You get there, you see these same two guys, and they just wave you by. Which seems strange for sentries to do.
Yeah.
Their bonfire is long gone, unfortunately.
Yeah, and I look at them and I go, okay, and I just keep walking.
I'm assuming that we got to the stables and stabled our horses.
Just as you stop at the stables, getting ready to, get dismounted and everything, the four of you that are there, you hear this enormous crack of thunder, and just instinctively look in that direction. And then somewhere in the distance, over the Neverwinter Woods, you see this bolt of lightning slam into the midst of the woods somewhere, followed shortly by another enormous crack of thunder. The earth just a tiny little bit. But you have to quickly ready yourself and hurry to get your horses away so that to get out of the elements.
So they don't panic, sure. So we do just that. Or I do just that. I don't know about we.
Yes. Yes.
Well, you don't
Absolutely.
put your horse in the stable. It's magic.
I was gonna say, but my other horse is being pointed on.
Oh,
I'm
yeah.
going to go to the, because Derek knows which way to go.
Yeah.
I'm going to get to the door of the tavern, jump off the horse, have it come back to my hand, and put it in my pouch.
Okay, very nice.
Ken, is there any kind of temple in this town?
There's a temple to Tamora.
That's the god. Was that right? The luck?
Yeah,
Yep.
that's Rock.
Yep.
That's our friend.
Sigarelli.
Sister Gorelli.
Thank you. I don't remember names. Hey, buddy.
I'm assuming by this point I catch up.
Yep.
And so they're done with their little horse debacle. I wasn't really much fazed by the thunder crack. So I show up and I go, what are you doing, Spencer?
I wasn't going to the tavern. I would have been gone wherever I was going before you showed up.
So I walk. Okay, that's fine. So I walk up to the tavern, and I see the other ones, and I go ahead.
I'm sorry. No, I'm sorry. Go ahead. Huck, I would have told you when we were stabling the horses that I'd catch up with you later.
But you don't know where. But you didn't tell him where you were going.
No.
Okay. So I asked the question. Where did Spencer go?
He was here a minute ago. He went to the stable, the horse. I've never seen him after that.
You lost him.
Oh, he's an adult.
I'm
I
sorry,
don't
what?
know that we were responsible for finding him, for keeping him. And Sophie looks at Rexa like, You're telling me I lost him?
And she looks very frustrated. She doesn't know how to respond to you. And she just walks away. And starts walking around the town looking for Derek Spencer.
So she's left the tavern?
Yeah, I had no response for you.
Do you have any idea what that was about? Let's see. So wait, in the tavern, it's Sophie, Huck, and Orion?
I believe so.
So I'm looking at Huck. What in the world was that about? Who is it? What are Derek is doing? Bringing a half Orion. Orion, please. Do you know what's going on here?
Well, it's a bit complicated. I stumbled upon them. She was standing above Derek and slapping him. It appears that they would have fought. So I'm pretty sure that's why they're here. She tried to kill him, or he tried to kill him, or her, etc.
Well, all that's very interesting, but I'm more interested in who the hell you are.
Oh, well.
Albino elf.
Oh, yeah, it is.
I'm sorry. That was offensive.
Oh, no, not at all.
Large albino elf.
It's just how things are now, isn't it? Well,
I'm not albino. Look at me. I'm nice and red.
Yes. Sorry.
It's okay. It's okay. Well, you see, I heard word of you guys securing the mine, and I just had to see you guys for myself.
I've heard of us doing this.
Oh, the word's made it all around the kingdom.
By you guys, who do you mean exactly?
Oh, you know, there's Guthrag, Huckavis, Sophie, and Derek, and then Bofthik as well.
I've heard of Huckavis.
Oh, your name is reached far and wide.
You know I'm Huckavis.
Yeah, you're Huckavis. This is Sophie.
You're saying I'm sort of infamous?
If you would like to say so.
Yeah, I'm not sure how I feel about this.
So
where are you from, Albino?
What was that?
I said, where are you from, then, Albino?
Oh, you know, around. I've been traveling for quite some time now. Bartender, drink. And he'll put a coin down on the bar.
When you say that, Huckavis' eyes light up, and he says, yeah, hey, buddy, bring us a round of your finest.
And if you guys would have me, I'd like to give you my skills in whatever you guys are doing next.
Well, what skills do you have that may or may not pay some bills?
Oh, well, you'll see in due time, my friend.
No,
I'll
I'm
pat you on the shoulder.
Oh, but do I, give me an idea. I
Well,
didn't give me a demonstration. Please, let's not set the place on fire. That's my job.
well, if you must know, and then he'll reach into a pouch on his belt, and he'll pull out this crystal. It's blue. It's like a rich blue, and inside you can see that there are light blue flames forever burning inside of it. Does that give you enough information?
9, but look what I have that's shiny and pretty. And he pulls out paint and says, look at this. Does that give you any information?
Ooh.
And he's got a big grin on his face, like a little boy.
You get that from the mines?
I don't know. What do you think?
Well, it has the same fire.
Okay. Wait,
But
boys,
what is
listen.
that pretty crystal? I don't understand. Tell me more.
Well, you see,
Puts paint
this
away.
is where I can get my power. And he'll look around to see if anybody's around, like looking. How many people are in the tavern as well, Ken?
There's the barkeep and let's say about 4 more people.
Okay, and if they aren't really, they're probably watching us, I would imagine, a white-skinned elf and a horned beast.
Well, by your
Hey,
definition.
watch what you're saying about my friend.
Well, I didn't say that out loud. This is to the DM.
they are paying attention. Not so much as being a horned beast, but just it's Huckabus and Sophie who are quite famous around here.
They're writing songs about us. Is that what you're saying?
They're kind of a big deal, yeah.
Not sure
Okay,
how
and
I
then-
feel about that.
Since he sees the attention, he'll reluctantly, just, well, you can see in time. Trust me. I'll show you everything.
No. Tell me something. Do you do little spelly bits? Do you hack at things? Do you beep at things? Just give me an idea. You're the one asking us for admission.
Oh, well, I suppose that is true, isn't it? Well, I do a little bit of hacking and a little bit of finger waggling.
Hacking device.
Oh, well, you see,
No, I don't.
you are just going to be prying, aren't you?
Yeah.
Oh, well, we'll see what
Yes.
happens. And then in one motion, he'll take the blue crystal and then hit it against the back of his hand that has an iron or steel plate on it. And the blue sparks that come off will ignite a fire in his hand that turns into a longsword that's wreathed in blue flame. Ooh. And he'll kind of tap the, kind of beat the fire that he started on the bar and try to beat it out with his hand.
Huckabus is looking. Am I on?
You are?
Oh, sorry. Huckabus is looking at you with adoration. Because
A little trick, isn't it?
fire.
It was a fire thing.
And he'll kind of mock swing it around. I don't know how the rest of the bar patrons are enjoying this.
It's everything in Huckabus to not right now start some fires.
I think you might want to put that away.
So I understand, my friend. I think you're some kind of visity thing.
I guess you could say that, and then he'll let go of the sword, and it'll disappear in a plume of blue fire.
Huckabus claps his hand, jumps up and down, and says, again, like a little boy.
And then Orion's eyes will look towards the other patrons of the bar to see their reaction to this.
I think, Huck, I think we should get something to eat. I think we should talk, make sure our rooms are okay.
Orion,
We
Have
should
you-
do that
my friend,
outside.
the voice of reason of the party.
Excuse me.
The patrons, as you will quickly learn, as Orion will quickly learn, have seen plenty. So they're they show interest, but they're not like stunned or anything. They're like, that's pretty cool.
Okay. And the reason why he said excuse me is because he did not hear you, Carl.
I seem to be having some issues, and they're dog related.
Oh, okay.
What I said was, have you met Sophie? She's the voice of reason of our party.
Oh, okay. Oh, well, yeah, I've heard about Sophie. I haven't met her, though. And then he'll give a little bit of a bow.
I don't know how I feel about this infamous thing. There are people I'd prefer not know where I am, but I'm flattered that you have come to join our little group. What happened? Wait, Derek. What? She looks at Huck. Was it Bothwick? Were Bothwick and Guthrag with Derek? What happened to our other friends? I guess
Not entirely
Guthrag probably was here.
And he'll look around like the bar, like he's actually looking for him, but he's kind of like, who knows?
I don't know. I'm sure he's around somewhere.
I guess we'll have to ask Derek.
Where did Derek go? I thought he said something about the temple and then wandered off, yeah?
Well, it would make sense maybe that. Well, no, it wouldn't make sense. Why would he go to the temple? Um, but I guess he'll be back soon. Do you? What is it? Forgive me if you've already answered this, but what happened with this half orc?
Oh, well, they kind of got into a fight, and I sort of stopped it. I don't exactly know what happened, but from whenever I got there, I just saw them fighting, and I walked up and made sure nobody got killed.
Wait. Derek was fighting with this Rexa, and and
Yeah.
he brought her here with him after he was fighting. I'm. How does this make sense to you? Is there something when you ride a magical horse that messes with your head and you start hearing things wrong?
No, he said very clearly, and you know about Sophie. Sometimes friends fight. It's not uncommon.
But
Friends, maybe they're enemies.
but a half orc?
I don't know. Look, I don't know this guy, and he points to Oren and says, "For all I know, he's here to ply us with drinks and then try and steal from us."
Nonsense.
So I have a quick question. Hey, Andrew, you're muted, so you can talk to us. Andrew.
Too many tabs. Hold on. Too many tabs. Okay. What's up?
Have you told them the story of like what you did and what happened in the?
No, I have not.
Okay. So I was just wondering if they would even know about that side.
Nope.
Okay.
I thought that Derek had told us about the fight, but maybe not everything.
I told you briefly that my town had been attacked and a lot of people got killed.
Oh, no. Oh, no, you told us the whole story, although maybe it's the fact that then some of that was retconned and you didn't tell us that story. But you told all of us the story in front of Bothvik.
Yeah,
That's
in that first session, but you know what I mean, I don't know. How much was that retconned, Ken?
I don't remember retconning any, but
Well,
no.
I mean,
you guys are right. That was my mistake. I did tell them the whole story. It just we didn't expound much on it because there wasn't really time.
So I guess
But yes.
the two of you might have the opportunity to put two and two together at this point. That was just my question. You know what I mean, to see if you could put two and two together.
But I don't know that we would, because even if with Derek telling us the story, I don't know that he would have said anything that made us think that there would be a half orc that he would bring along with him to Phandalin.
No, there would have been. It would have made no sense.
Yeah, it would make no sense for that to happen in any way, shape, or form, especially you knowing that it was orcs that attacked the village and so on and so forth. It would make no sense at all.
So I mean, maybe a rock hit Derek on the head, or you said he was fighting with her, so maybe something's happened to him, Huck.
Or maybe a rest hit him in his head.
I don't. Oh, when you were coming here, Oren, did y'all talk? Were they friendly?
Well, I mean, they didn't cut my head off. We talked a bit, though.
But Derek and I didn't say two words to each other.
Yeah, you said, like, not much.
But, you know, we talked, you know, a bit to you, but to each other we didn't talk very much.
Uh-huh.
This is making my head hurt. And I don't like it when my head hurts.
Well, you can numb it with a bit of this, and I hope that he would have timed that perfectly with the drink sliding down the bar into his hand.
Of course.
Oh my.
And then he would hold it out to his fellow elf.
Half elf.
Well, I know, but
No, but you would see a human.
oh,
Because everybody, with the exception of elves, people look at half elves and see elf. Elves
Okay.
look at half elves and see human.
Oh,
So,
you're stereotyping.
Yeah.
well, I may be serious. Yes, you're right. I'm just telling you what's in the book.
well, considering that Orion has white skin, I don't think he
He may,
he really looked past it.
Yeah. Well, but it was a beer, right, Neil,
Yeah.
for my friend. Yes, that was quite, um, quite an interesting show there.
Well, I'm full of surprises.
Another round, bartender.
He just sent you one. Have this one.
2 more.
I'm sure the stories tell wonderful stories about Huck and his quest for the perfect ale.
So, as I'm walking around the town, do I find him?
Andrew?
I
Oh,
I
yes.
would have headed towards the mine.
Oh, no. No, you do not. It is raining something fierce. After about another hour, it really is just pouring sheets.
So, all right, Rexa would just make her way back. You know, hasn't found Spencer at this point, and would make her way back to the tavern, wet to the core, and walks back up to where Orion, because he's the only one that he that she knows, and goes, "You got any more of those?" Pointing to your beer.
Again, Huckabus's eyes light up, thinking that he might have another drinking buddy, and he says, "Bartender, another round. Bring one for this, lady."
And I look. She looks at Huckabus, and she goes, "I'm a lady," and she pushes up her boobs, and then goes, "And you're a tiefling, so we're both outsiders.
I'm an outsider.
Yeah, you're not an insider, my friend. You're a tiefling. And yes, I will be here with you because I'm here for Spencer.
Who is Spencer?
Your friend, what?" She just looks at you and then is just flabbergasted.
Who's the Spencer of which you speak?
I think she
Your
means
friend,
Derek.
your friend Derek.
Oh,
Your friend Derek
Derek?
Spencer. You don't know him?
What do you mean, Derek? Oh, is his name Derek Spencer? Of course I know him. I just know him as Derek. That's interesting. Here, have an ale.
And she
Cheers.
grabs it and downs the whole thing before you even get to say cheers.
Kind of like when Oren lit a little fiery thing. Huckabus just, there's this look of adoration on his face, and his stein is in front of him. He's like, okay, yeah. And he slowly just upends his glass, and he doesn't chug it. He drinks it really slowly, staring at this half-orc. I don't know that he's ever really seen a half-orc before, or known one or spoken with one. So this is all very different for him. Half-orc is human orc, is that correct?
Yeah, it's half human, half orc.
Boy, the progeny on that is weird if you ask me. But
Yeah.
Absolutely.
It's always,
Somebody got a little frisky back in the day, and like it said in the thing, if you guys are paying attention, she does descend directly from the deity orcs that that were.
yeah, I saw.
Yeah. And the human side of her is definitely noble, so on and so forth. So it's
More about yourself, please.
I'll tell you what. As we travel down the road, you'll find out more. But what I can tell you is this. Wait, hold. And she puts up her finger
Right
and
now.
trying to we get out of her shell as she's trying to do, but tries to, and she stutters and stammers, and then backs down.
Oh, the poor dear. She's a little unfortunately not happy to be in our company.
No, I have an awful name. And she says, she looks at you and she goes, they call me Lady Rexa the Reluctant. There's a reason for that, because and then again she kind of looks down, realizes that her beverage is empty, and goes, yeah, it's a problem.
Another drink for our friend here.
And
Listen, if
and
you're,
then she looks at, and then she quickly looks up and goes, to answer your question, I'm here for Spencer, as I said. It is something that is out of my control. It is something that I have to do. I'm here for him, to bring him to the light. I am here to break out of my shell, per se. There will be no problem on the battlefield, I can tell you that, my friends. But what I'm going to say, you can't trust Derek Spencer. And she looks very, very sternly at you.
I fought alongside him.
I don't remember having any problems.
Do you know what he did to the village of, what is the name of that town again?
Sure. And do you know what some humans did to my village? And do you know what we saw some people do to this village? Little half-orcs. This happens. Worlds are destroyed, and they are reborn. It's the nature of things.
Right, and he needs to be reborn rather quickly, because the leader, and she's just talking over you. I meant to do that. Yeah, I mean, we're just talking at the same time. I mean, she's not hugely intelligent, and she's trying to get out of her shell. She's trying to keep talking, but it's just then she gets frustrated and stops.
When she stops talking, he says again, misery is the river of the world.
Yes.
You might want the light to come here, and the light to come there. And I assume somewhere around here there's a lot of lightning and or thunder, because there's a huge storm, which Huckabus takes to accentuate his point. And he says, you want to bring someone back to light. What if darkness is their path? What if that's where they need to be? Who are you to judge?
It's not me judging anything. It's,
Go on.
I'm not sent here on my own fruition, that's all I can say. And what I can tell you is Starrock. I don't know if you know who that is, but he runs most of that region in which me and Spencer come from. He's very highly respected, and he is at this point imprisoned my family, and I must bring Derek Spencer back to the light.
When you
That
say
must happen.
he runs, when you say he runs where you guys are from, Huckabus' eyes light up and says, "Oh, he's your boss."
He's no boss to me. He's more of more enslaving my family.
Yeah, he's your boss. I get that. Sure, I have my own. I bet they know each other. I bet they do business together. Maybe there's a point that my boss can help your boss to see its way to... did you say your family's enslaved?
And she gets very frustrated and shouts at you and goes, "He is not my boss. There's no boss of me. There's only one person that rules over Rexa, and that would be my father. My father is the only person that can rule over me.
Let's take
Stand down."
let's all take a deep breath.
Again, loving the new Royce character.
Yeah, I
I'll
love
kind
him.
of step in between you guys and all right, in. All right. Can we all just have ale now and just have a good time?
Oh, we're not all having a good time. We're just having a conversation, Mr. Osis. Let's have another round, barkeep. Ken, is this barkeep the same barkeep that used to run this in?
Yeah,
Oh, okay. It's our old friend whose name I'll look up eventually and compile a list of names. Hey guys, off note, we should all compile a list of names so we're not.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So we're
that'd be a
not
good
saying
post.
little girl and auntie. You're exactly right.
All right, we'll talk about that
I have
after.
lists. They're just scattered all over creation.
Sorry, Ken?
I said I have several lists. They're just scattered all over creation. I didn't anticipate auntie and girl.
I feel your pain. Believe me, I do. Barkeep, another round. It's good to see you, and I hope you, your wife, and your children? Question mark. I don't remember if they had
Didn't
children.
we save him? Didn't
What
we
do you-
save the barkeep
Yeah.
in the mine?
Yeah. No, not mine. Like previously.
Oh, from that house.
He was
In the basement.
baked up in the middle of the street.
Yeah.
So we've saved him. Okay. I think we've saved everybody in this town at this point.
Everybody who's still alive that we haven't
Yeah.
killed.
Yeah. Everybody doesn't have a red coat. Yes.
Another round. Our half-orc friend. Perhaps she needs a larger stein. Could you provide that for her?
They're all about the same size, I'm afraid.
Well, just bring her two. I think she'll need them.
The character that Rexa keeps out of character. The character that the person that Rexa keeps mentioning, Thorak.
Yeah, Thorak.
Is he? You said he runs the area, so he's like a noble. Is that what we're saying?
As is Rexa.
And in fact, yeah, you said that Rexa is Lady Rexa.
Yes, she's a knight.
Oh, she's
But-
a knight. Oh, yeah.
But that's within the.
exciting.
But that's within the orc realm, or is
Yes.
that within the human realm?
No, I mean, her family and parents were the head of the village that doesn't exist any longer, and that is the village that did attack Derek's village, and then Derek took care of that business, and her family was able to get out along with some key officials, so on and so forth. Then Thorak, who again runs the area, and his people came and took care of the situation in my village, burned it to the ground, killed everybody but my family members, and now my family members are enslaved by him.
Okay, clarify,
Mhm.
Corey. Is that player knowledge or character knowledge that you just said?
I will put that to character knowledge, and I said it all very, very, very quickly like that.
Okay. Okay, thank you.
And I get my next two drinks because you said there's two of them there. I
Yep.
sit at a table in the corner of the bar, and I just sit down and I'm not talking to anybody anymore.
But I need to make sure I know when you're talking about this person.
Pick up
Is
his-
Thorak somebody? Since my family's, I'm from a noble family. Would that name mean something to me?
It could.
And is
He's more. I would say he's more infamous than he is anything else.
Not a nice person.
He wouldn't fuck around. Let's just say that. I'm sure that there's plenty of people that think he's nice. But my family broke a treaty that was very solid in the area, and he's not very happy with my family any longer. Long and
Huckabee,
short.
when Rexa takes her 2 pints and goes over to the table and sits down, Huckabee is going to pick up his pint and say, I'm going to go join her and sit in solitude, all right? And he goes over and does just that. He just sits at the same table but not close, doesn't look at her, just sits there with his pint and as if he's waiting for her to talk or not talk, and that's where he is. Okay.
And then just then, as you sit down and it's uncomfortable, I take probably one of the largest great axes you've ever seen, and I slam it onto the table, and then continue to drink my because it was bothering me as sitting in a chair.
I'm gonna roll an odds evens on that. Yep. Okay. Huckabus just kind of doesn't jump, but he's like, okay, sure. Why the hell not? And he just continues to sit there.
And she's very much just looking at the door and waiting for Spencer to hopefully walk in.
Okay, would Huck notice that?
You might notice that she's staring at the door.
Where the heck is Derek?
I'd like him to explain this long story.
I think where the heck is Derek is a perfect time to point out that it's 10:10.
Is it that fast?
10-11, actually.
4 it is. Yeah, it's 10-11 actually. Yeah, but
that went,
I think it's
that went way too fast.
yeah. I was way fast this time. Way fast. But we kicked each other's ass for a half hour, dude. And then again,
I wasn't done yet.
Well, then I guess you'll be done next time.
Ken, is that where we're stopping?
What's that?
Is that where we're stopping?
Unless, you know what I mean. How much more did you have left, Andy? I mean, Andy. I didn't mean to say that. Sorry. Andrew.
Not a whole lot, really.
You could go ahead for another minute or two if you want.
Okay. So I head to the mine, and I assume there's guards at the entrance.
Yeah. Well, yeah, and it's pretty easy because they're still using the side entrance. They've made a lot of progress on the front, but
They're still using that side entrance.
yeah.
Okay. And I assume that they probably stop me when I approach.
They'll at least challenge you, yes.
Okay. I'll say, my name is Derek Spencer. I'm here to see Bofthik.
Oh, Derek, yes. You go on in.
Thank you. Go inside and see if I can't track down Bofthik.
You find him somewhere.
Okay. I'll say to Bofthik in Dwarven, and looking very wet and tired. Hello, old friend, in Dwarven.
You go ahead, Corey.
Oh, you want me to play him as well? That's fine. Yeah, I go. So he says, Derek, in common.
Say, I need a favor.
I have a long time to fill favors, Derek. What on earth could you need?
I need sanctuary here for a day or two. And I need people to not know I'm here.
Sure. There's a lot of as he looks around, there's hundreds of dwarves walking around. The only place that I might know that there might be any sanctuary might be where that waterfall is. I don't think that they've done too much with that area.
Boom.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Now, I just need a place to hole up for a day or two, and I've got a half-orc on my tail that I would really rather not deal with right now.
A half-orc?
Yeah.
On your tail? Are you talking about a half-orc on your ass?
Yeah.
Why, Derek?
That's a really long story that I would gladly fill you in on over an ale.
Does it have to? You better bring it here, because I can't leave. But
you mean to tell me in a mine full of dwarves you got no ale in here?
I didn't say that. I said you might have to bring it to me if you want to bring it from the tavern or something. But what I'm going to say is this. I was there when you told that story. Does it have to do with that story?
Yeah.
And he's very intuitive. He's been around for a very long time. And he goes, you're not going to be able to stop what happens now, Derek Spencer. Derek. She calls you Derek Spencer, right? He would.
Yeah.
It's I've been around for many, many years. Some in this plane, some in another plane. But you need to come out of this funk. And you need to become a paladin again, Derek.
I know, and I'm trying. That's why I need a few days to just clear my head alone.
Very well.
Thank you.
I will make it so that there's no reason for anybody to be back there anyways, and I will make it so you won't be bothered for a few days.
Thank
But
you.
I'll tell you what, you've got 2 days. After 2 days, I cannot stop what happens in this mine.
I understand.
And he looks you in the he looks you in the eye, does like the bro, forearm to
Mhm.
forearm handshake,
Mhm.
and he goes, "I'll come and see you in a day or so. I'd love to hear the story."
Absolutely. And with that, I will gather my meager belongings and head off to my little hidey hole. And as I walk off, I yell to Boftik, "For God's sakes, don't let that half-orc in here."
And he just shakes his head, and he goes, "Whatever." and you don't have a lot of purchase in that statement.
Yeah.
So yeah. So is that now you're good?
Yes, that's what I needed to do.
Very good. Thank you. All right, then I'm going to kill the feed. Goodbye to our infinite number of listeners out there.
Absolutely. Thousands and thousands. We love you.
Good night, Andy, wherever you are.
Heart, heart.